Welcome back, Dungeoneers. It's Sunday afternoon, and that can only mean one thing. It's time to play Dungeons & Dragons. You're watching Dice and Dungeons, and I'm here at the table with...
I'm David Wong. I play Nines, a Tabaxi Bard, and inspiration to 300 changelings.
No!
I'm Sorian Sewell. I play Nicole Bates. I got that backwards. Not on purpose.
That wasn't intentional.
I'm Nicole Bates, and I play Sorian Sewell, one of those changelings who's been inspired. Meow meow.
I'm Greg. I'm playing Ulseth Ralph, the Furbolg fighter. Am I inspired? No.
You can disguise self
But
as nines.
I'm surrounded by nines, so what more could one want?
Use your disguise self to make yourself look like nines.
I've already used it.
Oh.
And I'm Alexis Bates, your trusty dungeon mistress. I think we have our usual couple of announcements, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
So, if you're looking to buy things, go to geekifiediowa.com. You might find it there.
They do have a lot of stuff there. Books,
Spelljammer,
cards,
Magic the Gathering card.
Magic the Card
Maybe some
Arena.
cleaning supplies?
I don't like those. Board games.
Joking aside, Geekified.com is the website for Geekified, a local tabletop gaming store in Vinton, Iowa that takes online and in-store orders for all of your tabletop role-playing game needs. So whether you're looking to pick up the latest pack of Magic the Gathering, or perhaps Spelljammer, which that releases in a couple of days from this
As of
recording.
the recording, yeah.
Yeah. And by the time you guys will say it'll have been out probably for a month or two. By the time this one airs. But I'm very excited for this. I'm really looking forward to Dungeons and Dragons in space. Because you have to say it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Will there be pigs?
I don't know. We're running a one-shot limited series that she's designing. Nicole will be running
There
it.
might be pigs in
If
space.
it's in space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
So maybe.
You'll have to tune in to find out.
If you don't get that joke, it means that you're not old.
You're in our 7 and under demographic.
If you get that joke, sorry, you're old. Yeah. Geekified has been an ongoing sponsor for us for a long time. We appreciate everything that they do for us. And if you need something for your tabletop gaming obsessions, head over to geekifiediowa.com and pick it up there and support a local gaming store. Thanks again, Geekified.
And while you're online, you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/diceanddungeons. If you sign up, we have a variety of tiers that can get you various rewards, including some of our behind-the-scenes videos of our improv warm-ups, and even get your names in the credits at certain tiers. So, feel free to check us out at patreon.com/diceanddungeons. Take it away, Lexi.
Thanks.
Huh.
I think that's...
You did it.
Yeah, I did it.
I did the silly ad read, and then you did the very, straight through.
Yep.
That was fun.
Yeah. Little role reversal.
And
Roll a
On
wisdom
that-
save.
and that really oddly normal ad read, Dungeoneers, let's roll. Last week on Dice and Dungeons, Midnight Brunch snuck into Brukelian's secret keep and freed the imprisoned changelings, who were being forced to use their Aurat Mals to reshape materials into various objects, including, apparently, some elements for fervent tech. On their way out of the keep, a battle broke out between the forces still loyal to Brucalion, unaware or unconvinced of his apparent demise, which was particularly good when you decided to roleplay as Brucalion. The
Great
party
plan. Flawless.
led those forces against Glinvy's personal retinue. As the battle ensued, they discovered just how nasty Glinvy could be as she unleashed blow after blow with weapon after weapon against Ulseth, who I think you got down to like single-digit health there.
I was mostly dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, good thing someone stopped a crit from happening early on.
And you had someone to be a willing participant.
Following that fervent battle, our heroes somehow emerged victorious. I think it might have had something to do with the tidal wave. And led the freed changelings to the secret mountain pond, through which the underwater passage into an abandoned mining tunnel deep beneath the snow-capped Drengs lay. So, we resume our story with 3 of you, plus Hulwin, and about 300 and changelings.
And Javal.
I was including Javal in that number. Are now in a not too very large room, and they're sort of spilling out into a passageway leading from it, and some are still standing in the pool. It's kind of cramped in here. It's, for the moment, cool, but you get the sense that it's going to get kind of warm if this many people stay in this small of a space. To remind the viewers, because the party has been well aware of this and been sort of panicking out of session, you have no rope, having expended all of your rope, even your really good rope, to help during the escape. You have no food, rations, supplies in general, and you have 300 and change individuals to lead through abandoned mining tunnels and cave systems away from the Cormer Republic and into the country of Glindring.
Well,
So good luck.
Yeah.
We're good at this. We're good at this hero
I'm
business.
still carrying some rations. I have 5 days worth of rations that the 3 of us can share. Half rations.
Yeah, I mean,
Last one.
there you go.
Got something.
And we haven't had to bring this up before, but if you go a day without drinking any water, you have to consume some water. Not a drop, but like probably 3 or 4 cups worth of water. I'm going to give you a point of exhaustion. If you go 2 days without eating, you're going to get a point of exhaustion.
You still have that cask that makes water.
Yes.
How much water does it make again? Like 4 or 5?
4 pints.
4 pints? That's quite a lot of water. I have a water skin that carries some water.
I was looking through my bag. Also, this is for you. I have 100 feet of hemp rope.
That is amazing. Thank you.
I am taking it out of my inventory though, so it's on so it's yours now.
This may save our lives. You never know.
It might.
Well,
Do y'all need a minute to take a glance at your inventories
I was
and
just
account for your supplies?
Making sure,
I have some pretty good gum.
I have platinum silverware.
That will be very helpful when we
And
when we fail to feed the people where
I have a mop.
following us.
To clean up the mess after you feed the people.
So, nines. You can make food with your knife, right?
How do I know you're talking to the right nines?
I can tell.
Can she?
Yeah, because they can't change clothes.
Yeah, I was about
okay.
to say, there's one fairly big giveaway.
I have glamored armor. No one else does.
So while everyone else is soaking wet from crawling through I'm wearing this gleaming suit
Yeah.
that I will refuse to take off for the rest of my
A
life.
bright shiny earring and everything. Yeah. That they can't replicate.
I mean, the suit is gleaming and perfectly dry. You, however, are not.
How did you know it was me?
Your outfit?
This nice outfit.
Yeah.
As I drink my coffee.
That you definitely.
Yeah,
Where'd you get coffee?
I use my knife.
No.
So, how much food can you produce with your knife?
Does my knife tell me? Like, or would it be empty in a sack? Like it feels like a full sack of knife.
With any sort of magical charges and stuff like that, unless some items, like you specifically don't know, but typically with things that have a daily limit, you get a weird innate sense of I've approached that limit or I'm nearing that limit. You know, you kind of just have an idea, a sense of how much left of that magic is left. So,
I feel like I could produce 10 pounds of beans.
That's a very specific. Well, 10 pounds of beans. If we wanted to feed someone fully, that's like 100 people. So we could either portion it out and feed everyone a little bit, or do like a rotating ration. I can't today, but I could start preparing my good berry spell to create good berries to help feed people. I think that also will cover the water requirements, actually.
How many of you know how to survive in a cave? Raise hand.
it's like 3 or 4 people that put their hands up.
Ah.
You
Well,
three come here.
There's another option.
Yes, we'll eat these 3.
No. What? No.
What?
We have 300 changelings.
We got him, y'all.
We have 300 Rasati here.
We've done this for like 70 episodes. Nines doesn't really just say meow meow. But whenever we imitate Nines,
Out of game, we definitely add it. We have over 300 Rasati here. We have 6 Orat Mall.
yes.
they picked up the mannerisms too.
They're trying it out.
We
It's-
could find things and they could make an attempt to change it
It's
into food. and
possible
water.
we can turn, yes, exactly, non-edible things into things that are edible.
Okay.
Is there like a couch they're playing with right now?
I'm
No,
going.
they're just like they're in like a little ring,
I want to look around.
making dough on each other.
What is there anything in this room? Are we just like in a natural cave with like a water?
Yeah, this area is a natural cave. You can see there's water dripping down from the ceiling above you, and some coming in from the walls and through the passage. Natural water flow through the mountains, having eroded some of this limestone in here. It's obviously a limestone cave. It smells like a classic limestone cave.
But there's just rock
Classic
stalagmites.
So we ask,
Yeah, there's nothing of, sentient creatures having
Oh,
made here.
okay.
There's no man-made constructions or anything like that. This is all natural.
so let's ask those who know how to survive in a cave to pass knowledge to everyone else by word of mouth. And your idea of the Arat Mall is excellent. So at least as often as possible, we will ask them to make We need water and beans. Beans is a really good, dense food.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we can get 10 pounds. But if we could get even another 10 pounds, or even better yet, 20 pounds, we could get through this. But first, anyone who has a water skin or anything that can hold water, canteen flask, anything like that, get as much of this fresh and clear cave water, not the fetid pond water, but the fresh and clear cave water that they can.
I don't think they have anything. We just broke them out of prison.
I know, but I'm just saying,
Maybe they
if
were able
anyone
to
has
pack before they
anything,
ran away.
Yeah.
you know, some people might have a little flask that they're carrying in their clothes or something.
I-
But anybody who has anything, please ask them to collect water and to let you know who has it so that they can share.
I will fill my water skin, and I also have some bottles that I'll fill with water.
I get my water skin, and I have a rain catcher, and I'm going to use that to collect as much water as I can.
Because I have 8 bottles, so I can hold a fair amount plus the water skin, but yeah.
Okay. So I don't think we have time to take a complete inventory of everything that all 300 plus changelings have.
They have a bunch of tattered clothing.
Yeah,
That's about it.
Just assume that the changelings you rescued, they have clothing, which includes, footwear, pants, stuff like that. That's pretty much it.
Okay. So there are 6 Arat malls, plus yours.
No, there's 5 plus mine.
5 plus yours. So let's call those who are in charge of the Arat malls here together and tell them of our plan.
Okay. And I'd also like to talk to Javal, because he's been through here.
Yeah, and we need to do this quickly because it's very crowded and and we need to move.
Yeah.
Colwyn takes your rain catcher and sets it up underneath some of the more active dripping points in the cave, hoping that that's going to be the freshest water possible within the cave system, knowing that anything on the ground is likely to not be a good choice.
Okay.
And they're over there, gathering things, and they have about 8 canteens that they're filling up. They've gathered from themselves, Javal, and you all. You have about 8 canteens worth of water that they're filling up over there.
Are there any elders here?
Who are you asking?
The Rasadi?
The 3 that came over?
Yeah.
There are some, yes. Well, it's nice and warm. They were covered in fur. Cold cave.
Well, here I have a request. You all have been using Orat Mall, obviously, correct?
That is correct.
Since you all are tabaxi and don't need shoes, can we
That is
collect
fair point.
everyone's shoes and see if we can use the Orat Mall to turn them into water skins?
That's a good idea. Not everyone! Meow, meow,
Give
meow,
me
meow,
your
meow.
shoes! There's a pile of shoes being thrown at us.
Being you is fun.
This being me is fun.
You just sort of shout things and hope that it happens.
And usually it does.
I like this. Meow, meow.
Meow meow. Wait, no, damn it!
So the 3 changelings that you summon, and they have a little bit of experience surviving in caves that you didn't ask about at all. They go off and start collecting shoes from people, and you can observe as they move through the changelings that the word is spreading fairly quickly, and people all think it's a pretty good idea, especially since they've taken a tabaxi form.
And they have little cat feeties.
Yeah, they have bean feet, and they have fur and tails. They're actually fairly comfortable in here, given that it's chilly. It's probably, in this particular room right now, it's like 65, but throughout most of the cave system, it's going to be down in the 50s. So it's going to be, cool.
When we get a whole lot of shoes, I'm going to gather up anyone who has the most experience with Orat Mall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get as many Orat Mall out as we need based on their experience and try and convert as many of these shoes into water skins as we can.
Okay. How many... Let me ask it this way. How long do you want to stay here? Because the limit isn't so much on transforming
It's time.
leather into
To a
the
different leather.
shoes into just like a different shape of leather. Within the way that the Orat Malls work,
That's pretty straightforward.
that's a pretty simple process. You're not actually really changing the material, more its shape,
Yeah.
which is a fairly easy task. So it's mostly the restriction of how much water you can gather from dripping stalactites.
Right.
We'll
Well,
have lots of water skins, so
Well, those
whenever
are
we
people
find
who've
water,
been-
we can
Yeah.
collect it.
so why don't we try and get at least 300 water skins?
Well, is there a better place to get water further up?
Well, that's something we'll need to ask Javal.
Javal, get over here!
What do you want?
Where can we fill up water?
I usually take enough provisions to make through here without needing to fill up, but there are some streams, some underground lakes through here. I can't guarantee the quality of the water, though. Remember, these are a mix of natural caves, which the water should be mostly fine in, and tunnels that were dug by miners, where I'm not expecting the water to be great. The old Grotfell mining process left a lot to be desired in terms of preserving the environment. So the opportunity might be limited.
What sort of dangers should we expect in these caves?
Well, most of the dangers are actually just going to be slipping and falling. There's a lot of slick surfaces through here. We should generally be fine, but moving 300 of us through here, that's going to cause some people to get injured. I expect a few bumps and bruises and twisted ankles. Every once in a while, this path comes across a more connected part of the system. There's thousands and thousands of mines that litter these mountains. They all generally tend to mix and intermingle with each other through at least one connection. These tunnels here, they gave up all of their profitability ages ago, before I think any of us were even born. Not even Glenvey and Berkelion were alive when these mines were still in operation. I'm not even sure their father was. But in the absence of miners, some things have moved in. Some are pretty harmless, even friendly. There are the occasional underground dwellings. There are some small villages that live under here. Mostly kobolds, some elves, but not many. They're sort of rare, but you'll come across them from time to time. Bats. Larger bats.
How large?
Bigger than you.
Oh, okay. I'd like to see that.
No, I would not like to see that.
But I could maybe turn into a bat.
There's
I would not like that.
Well,
There's also rumors to be large bugs.
Oh, that's food.
Yeah, that's food's great protein.
So
I'm not sure you can eat these ones.
We will try. Why not?
I'm not sure that.
if Dromar were here, we could have him taste them.
When I say large bugs, I mean bigger than 2 of you.
We'll feed lots of people.
And now, keep in mind, I've never seen them. I'm not even sure they exist, but some other smugglers have told me stories about encounters they've had in here.
Roaches of unusual size.
All right.
So,
That pause was pregnant. That was just.
so I have a suggestion. Is that
Don't run
Is
into
that
massive
Zoria?
cockroaches.
Zoria, get everybody together and try to get as many water skins as we can, because we'll collect all the water that we can here and along the way.
Yes.
I'm going to talk with the 3 who know something about caving and find out what they know and what they can pass on to everyone else. 9s, be prepared.
Boost morale.
Boost, yes. Tell them,
Everyone, don't suck.
but we'll need to move quickly.
So, while you're talking to them, my goals are to try and get how quickly can we fill a water skin if they hold 4 pints?
That would be a big water skin.
That's what
Yeah.
they're listed
That
as.
is a large water skin.
It's really big. That's
That-
2 quarts. That's a half a gallon.
That's
The water
Yeah.
skin is listed as holding 4 pints and weighing 5 pounds.
I think it's important to get as much
yeah.
water.
I mean, that is a large water skin. That would take to fill 1 full with the flow that you have here. Take a few hours.
But there are drips all over the place. So the more water skins there are, collecting as many drips as we possibly can.
Here's my suggestion
But
before
we
you
can't do anything without lots of water skins.
before you talk to them. My goal is to make 300 water skins from shoes. We can leave them here to continue filling water and scout ahead when we're ready. Once we have the skins made.
Yes, we can go ahead and scout while everyone else here rests a bit.
Yeah,
Well, let's get on with it.
but you wanted to talk to those 3.
Yes.
Okay.
You who are the 3 who know about caves,
Yes, what do you want to know?
what advice would you give that could help us get everyone to survive this many days passage through these caves? We have the possibility of cooking beans enough for 100 people each day, unless we can make food some other way. And we will all everyone will collect as much water along the way that is potable as possible.
Also, I've been looking through my spells. I can theoretically, at a level 1, create 10 gallons of water per day per spell slot.
That will help cook the beans.
Yeah.
10 gallons would be able to fill 20 pouches, 20 water skins.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have the spell prepared, obviously, but I have it. I can, if we rest.
So, and that will ask you who have been in a cave. When was the last time these folks have had a meal?
Well, we ate yesterday. You showed up around mealtime.
Of course.
But you guys got there in the evening.
Yeah.
So, we will collect water. We will eat a meal tomorrow, as much as we can make. And then we will move as quickly as we can. But what assistance can you provide?
I don't know if the mics are picking this up, but one of the Tabaxi gods is being quite vocal right now.
That makes sense. I mean, we have 300 tabaxi just kind of chilling out in a cave right now.
Do you want to head out here, bud?
Yeah, he wants out.
Meow meow.
All right, Tabaxi God has been freed from his imprisonment.
So,
There we go.
what assistance can you provide to these 300 plus Tabaxi wanderers?
Well, most cave systems don't have much to eat. That's why things that live in them usually leave when they eat. I think we can probably find some lichens, some mosses. If we find natural cave area, and it has water, it's probably very clean water. But also, might contain something that kills us. Generally speaking, I say, boil all water that you get from wild is safer.
So we need wood.
How often can you use an Arat Mall? There's no real limit on that, is there?
The use of an Orat Mall, since you guys have not encountered this before now, is not governed by the Orat Mall itself, but by the users.
The energy of the user.
It's draining to use. It requires a certain amount of personal energy to channel it, and it can be pretty exhausting.
Okay.
It depends on the difficulty of what you're doing and how much you can use it.
We can go days without food. We can't go more than a day without water, so water is critical, so water skins, yes. I'll suggest that as soon as we get the water skins, we pass on word to everyone that we are going to go ahead,
And scout.
the four of us, and scout things out quickly to see how far we can get before we need to take a rest and see if we can find a place for everyone to rest that's safe, relatively safe. Then we can have a meal in the morning.
Yeah.
So we need to collect water so people can get through the night.
Yeah.
Okay.
So So can one changeling maybe turn their 2 shoes into 2 water skins? And we can do 6 at a time?
Yeah, I think that would be fine. Each changeling sort of lines up, and I think it would probably require 2 people to focus on it, but you would get 2 water skins out of each.
Okay. Well, why don't we do that? Maximize our
And it
water.
wouldn't drain the 2 performing it very much. It's
Yeah.
fairly simple.
So we're gonna do that as quick. Well, I've been doing that, but
How many do you want to make?
why don't we try and make 600 water skins?
You want
So we
every
have
single
them.
person to give up their shoes and transform them.
I mean, you can do other materials. Like, we could do more rope.
That's true. All right, we'll make
We need like 300 water
300
skins.
water skins.
Yeah. And if we could get a couple 100 feet of rope. But do you need to be here while that's happening? Can you come join us while we scout ahead? We can't waste time.
I've probably been doing it pretty quickly.
The process to... Okay, so you got to move through. A day's travel is gonna, you're moving like a whole day. So scouting ahead is basically the equivalent of you 4, 3 of you plus Hulun, and Javal can come along if you want him to accompany you all. You're like 20 minutes ahead of the party, like the rest of the
Okay,
300.
so there's not like a immediate danger that we need to scout, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys are traveling through cave systems. You have no idea what's up ahead. You don't want to get too far away from the 300 changelings that you're supposed to be leading through here. But you also want to make sure that any dangers that are in front, you tackle first.
Yeah.
So, scouting ahead is basically walking up the cave system a little
Beforehand.
ways before
So-
you bring everyone else.
Why don't we just fill water skins until for how many hours?
Enough for a long rest.
8 hours.
That way you can get your spells,
Can-
get everything.
You can make.
People can't even all fit where we are, though.
They're not gonna.
Pretty tight in here. They're kind of spilling out into the hallway ahead, and some are still standing in the pool as you guys are finishing.
I mean, it's gonna be the same in the hallway.
unless we can find a large room. I would say it would be worth, while they are making and filling water skins, to advance 45 minutes to an hour out. We can go there and back within 2 hours.
Okay. So we're just gonna...
You have your timepiece, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna just clear down the hall a little so that people can spread out into the hall while we fill water skins.
Okay.
Is it like, what kind of... Is it just like walkable hallway, sort of?
It's a fairly large cave passage.
Okay.
You could fit... It would be tight, but you could fit 2 abreast in this
Yeah,
cave
so we're
passage.
just gonna have to be all spread down anyway.
Well, I'll ask this. As Holwyn had borrowed my Shiranoon armor, is that something that they can wear regularly, and does it improve their AC?
Not particularly, no.
Okay, well then I just take it back so it doesn't encumber them.
Yep.
All right.
I like my flamey sword.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, we can see now.
You hear little, as you do so, little drips of water that are occasionally falling from all over the system above you. Go make little noises on it.
And I'll I will go into the lead with my flamey sword. Who wishes to accompany me? We will only go, perhaps a half hour ahead to see if we could find a better place to rest.
I think we're all just gonna go.
Yeah.
Okay, and so I'll go first.
All right.
You have left instructions about what to do with water skins. correct?
Yes, several times.
Oh, good.
Game of chance. I am, for a few things, if you're trying to find something in the cave systems down here, how I'm going to do it is a game of chance where one of you will pick a number, I'll roll D100, and then you're going to guess whether my result is higher or lower than yours. And if it's the same as your number, you automatically win.
Do we win if it's higher or lower?
You have to guess whether the number is higher or
Okay.
lower than the number you picked.
I choose 1.
What did you think would happen?
Okay.
I thought you'd make us roll and then we have to guess.
And what do you think happened?
Higher.
It is. There you go.
That wasn't very good chances for you, was it?
No, it wasn't meant to be.
Oh, okay.
That's the joke.
Okay.
Because I just wanted you guys to find a bigger room.
Okay.
So there you go. You go about 20 minutes up. You find an area that it has some sort of spider webbing kind of passageways off of it. There's I don't know, maybe dozen or so little passageways and little nooks and things that some only go back a few feet. Others seem to be full tunnels somewhere else. But you could spread out a bit in here, and it's maybe a 1/8 of a mile up.
All right. So we're gonna camp in here with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Nines. Can you put 10 pounds of beans in this bag?
Bean! 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 Bean!
One at a time.
Oh, this is exhausting! Bean! Bean!
2 days later,
Oh wait, reset. All right.
I'm just gonna assume I just like open up a little latch on the bottom and just beans flow out.
Yeah, it's like using one of those like things where you fill the bag.
you know, I hadn't really designed the knife with anything like that, but
No,
I
it's a
kind of like
hopper
the,
knife,
I
yeah.
kind of like the idea that you have almost like a secret little compartment latch that's on the back, and you pop it open, and you can just
Or
pour. It's like
what?
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 Why did my phone just start making noises?
What was that noise? I have never heard.
I don't know what that noise was.
Your phone's
And
haunted.
my phone is on my lock screen.
So,
Is that like a film? You activated the start filming option?
I don't know.
anyway.
It just started making a noise.
Well,
So,
Those of you who are out there watching this, if you know what happened,
Leave it in the comments.
yeah.
sure.
Is there
Why not?
water dripping in this room?
You basically assume that there's
Any
always
of
a
these
little...
caves?
Until you get into mining areas where they might have controlled or plugged or diverted it
Okay.
away, you can safely assume that all of these cave systems are dripping from the water that slowly melts on top of the Dreng Peaks.
Alright, so our plan is get everyone in here, camp for 8 hours, take a long rest,
Collect water.
collect water during that whole time,
Sure.
fill as many water skins as we can
Okay.
during that time.
Do you have more than one rain catcher?
No.
Okay.
Can we make another rain catcher?
Yes, we could, if some people are willing to give up shirts or something.
A underground nudist tabaxi colony?
Yeah.
Okay,
This
one
is
of
a
the more
great
frightening things we run into.
There's
There you
a,
go, all natural, meow meow.
there's a few changelings that feel comfortable and are willing to volunteer their shirts.
Alright, we'll make as many rain catchers as we can to try and collect as much water as we can here.
Okay. I'll say there's 11 changelings that are perfectly fine taking their shirts off and
None of them should be
Going through the
embarrassed. The
process.
physique of nines is a sight to behold. So lanky and tabby.
Tabby E.
no.
Plus all the
No.
water skins underneath the little drips.
Yeah. So we're going to rest for 8 hours, collect as much water as possible.
Okay.
Should I cook these 10 pounds of beans tonight?
We'll have them before we head out tomorrow.
So we'll make like 20 pounds of beans in the morning.
Yeah, we can get another 10, right?
In the morning.
Yeah. That would be good. It'll be important. That will give everybody a 2/3 ration.
Yeah. All right. Okay. That's our plan, and we're gonna go with it.
I guess if there's any injured people, I'm just going to use all my spell slots on that. If we're going
Right.
to get a long rest.
Yeah, I'll do the same. I can heal 4 if there's any people who need healing. Because I don't have any good spells prepared for survival in a cave today.
Okay. So you just want to take a long rest here.
Yes.
All
Just
right.
put the screamy stick out at the entrance.
I throw the screamy stick at the entrance. I like that. Well, actually, it has to be in the ground, doesn't it?
It does have to be in the ground, yes.
Is there any places I can actually stab it into the ground and it stays upright?
I mean, yeah, sure. No, there's.
Let's just make a little pile of rocks.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like quibble over can you get it in the ground.
Well, why
here.
not? I'm just kidding.
I mean,
like, don't you just like nines, just like constantly stabbing it into some hard just rock.
I use my crowbar and dig a little divot in the solid, unyielding granite rock to support the.
I love that I go, yeah, I'm not going to quibble over this. All of you go, I'm going to
quibble.
explain how I accomplished this.
Yeah.
And we do.
All right. So, are we taking a long rest?
I think
my
it's
plan. That's my
yes,
plan.
Definitely a good idea for us all to rest.
Yes.
And then we'll be all full of beans well, not full of beans, 2/3 full of beans in the morning.
We'll make this a fart cave.
So, I have a question about the beans.
Yeah.
How are you cooking them?
In water.
We're soaking them in the water that's been collected so far. You could make 10 gallons. Or something.
I can. I can use if we can get a big pot, which I think I might have in my cook's utensils.
Are the cook's utensils like supposed to be sort of a portable thing?
Let me look it up.
'Cause I don't know what that explicitly includes.
Special tools include items needed to pursue a crafter trade. It doesn't say specifically here,
Okay.
but it weighs 8 pounds.
That would probably include like a pan or pot, but maybe not a large boiling pot.
I have a mess kit, so I can use as many of those little pots as possible.
Well,
Of course, if we just soak them overnight, they will be edible, but not terribly
all right. Here's what we'll
tasty
do.
in the morning.
Here's what we'll do.
Mmm.
I'm going
Mush.
to or maul some more to get us out of this situation. Let's take. Does anyone have something big in metal? I have a scimitar that I never use ever.
I have Crobashalar, but I'm not giving that up.
Let's just turn
There might be a trident.
a trident. Yeah.
No, that'd be ridiculous. None
you
of us,
wanna
none
give
of our
up
characters
on-
would be carrying that around.
Do you want to give up your trident?
In the clause of feeding 300 tabaxis, yes.
All right. So we're going to convert the trident into as big a cooking pot as we can.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take my fireless frying pan, turn it upside down at maximum heat, put the pot on top of the pan as a heating element,
Sure.
and then cook the beans in that pot with water. And I can season it to make it taste better.
Okay.
Because I have my Heward's handy spice pouch.
All right.
So I'm gonna put in cumin and salt and maybe what would be good?
It wouldn't be a Dice and Dungeons episode if we didn't talk about how we seasoned the food that you
A
ate.
touch of molasses.
I can't make molasses.
No.
It's just spices.
Something sweet. Nutmeg.
How about saffron? I can do saffron.
Sure.
Pretty fancy.
All right, I'll make cumin, saffron, salt, pepper. You know, get a nice mix.
You've made it more expensive and purple.
Yeah.
Saffron. Oh, you are so purple.
So I'm going to. We'll do this in the morning, but this when we're cooking. But that's the plan: is
Okay.
make a big pot out of your trident, which you've removed from your inventory.
I have.
I don't know, and then I'll use my fireless frying pan as a heating element underneath to cook all of the beans.
Okay. Very good. Then, with 10 pounds of beans, you're able to give. We talked about a
20 pounds.
This morning, in the following morning, because we made 10 today.
Yes. All right. So today's 20 pounds of beans.
Yes.
I'm gonna say it takes you a few pots, and you spend about 2 hours in the morning cooking through 20 pounds of beans.
Okay.
It's a bit of a task, but you have.
This is gonna be the smelliest cave before we leave.
They're behind us. Wonder which
we
way
don't know where the wind is
I was
blowing.
going to say, yeah, we don't know if it's blowing in or out of the cave.
So another thing I can do as I'm preparing spells is if we pile all of our food and drink in a 5-foot cube, I can purify it. So even if we pick up bad water, I can purify it. So if we find a murky pond or something.
That might save our lives later.
So just putting it all out there. All right. So long rest, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
During
You
which
can have a
time
long
everybody
rest.
is collecting water.
Does anything bad happen to us?
No. Nothing bad happens through the night. Or you guys got there as the sun was setting. So I'll say, yeah, you're basically done like normal sleep time. We'll call it 8 hours of sleepy rest, and you wake up. It's about 6:30 in the morning.
Okay. Just switching all my spells for this. I am ready.
So you who are Javal,
Yeah.
do you know the way through these caves to the other side? You have done this journey before.
More or less. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let us hope for more. We will proceed today as soon as everyone has been beamed up.
Yeah, I've been making beans since I woke up nonstop.
We're just handing beans out left and right.
Everyone just has to figure out how to hold their servings.
I was going to ask you about that. How do you serve all the changelings?
Everyone gets one ladle of beans.
They go, nom, 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 and then moves to the next.
So very quick eating.
Cafeteria style.
Out of the ladle.
Don't we have
have
a
a
little
mess
a valve at the bottom of the pot? So we'll just lift it up and everyone just walks down the line.
I have a mess kit, so I let people use that. You know, there's a cup and a little bowl and things, so we could have more, like 5 or 6 utensils going at once.
We can't use all the water. Everyone just lick plates clean.
Okay. I think given the circumstances, no one's really going to object.
Why don't we... I know I'm relying on my Orat Mall a lot here, but
You do have some very fancy silverware for them to consume things with.
no, I stole that from the voice, I think.
Yes.
It isn't going to help if they have, like, I've got a fork and you've got a gigantic pot of beans.
Well, no, here's what
But
I'm
you do have some
suggesting.
utensils.
Let's make one giant feeding dish and just have all the tabaxi go around it.
Why don't we just convert my ironwood writing desk into a bunch of wood bowls?
But then we lose the desk. It's a
Yeah.
nice desk.
It is nice.
We had to steal that.
It is a good. We did steal
I like
it.
that Ulseth offers up his trident freely to make a pot, and then the ironwood writing desk, the giant heavy piece of nonsense you guys took from the changeling
I think we
city.
need to move along. How long does
Well-
it take for these tabaxis to get in line and each eat a ladle full or
No,
cup
this
full
is-
or a little bowl
I
full,
mean,
or-
it's gonna take a bit to feed 200 people
This
out
is-
of a single ladle.
I
300.
still have.
Well, you only have 20 pounds of beans.
No, they're each getting 2/3.
Oh, stop. I still have a bunch of armor I took from the armory.
Oh, that's true.
We're just gonna convert a bunch of breastplates into metal bowls, and everyone has a bowl.
Everybody gets a bowl.
Okay?
We can make
Hey, it's-
300 bowls.
I'm just asking how you're gonna solve the problems that you have.
We will make 300 bowls out of however many pieces of armor I have.
Mm-hmm.
Which was a lot.
Yeah, you were carrying just a whole bunch
How
of
many
crap.
pieces of armor do you have? I know you were keeping track.
I think I took about 100 or 200 pounds of armor.
So you probably have about 15 breastplates.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that each breastplate could make about 2 bowls.
Really? Only 2? Okay.
So you have 200 pounds of armor.
I
A
mean,
bowl
if
will
I
weigh
remember, the
something
things that you
like
kept were breastplates.
Mostly.
Yeah. And if you think about the surface area that's on a breastplate,
Front and back.
Well,
I
I'm
would
gonna
say at
Google
least-
now how many
You know.
breastplates how many bowls can you make out of a
A
breastplate?
breastplate is 20 pounds of metal.
and a bowl at most would weigh a half
Then
a
I'll
pound
say
at
4.
most.
Alright.
you get 4 bowls out of a breastplate.
These are 5-pound bowls. People are going to have to carry a 5-pound bowl.
You're getting very.
It seconds as a helmet.
You wanted to take armor and turn it into
Into
bowls. So, if you want to take more time with the Orat Malls to transform them into thinner, lighter materials, stretch that out. Remember, the Orat Mall changes from one thing into another.
Right.
You saw this work on the security system. It just turned the whole thing
Into a log.
into one log.
Yeah.
So
We might have
turning-
to cut it up, each breastplate up into chunks.
We can do that later. Let's get everybody fed as quickly as we can.
Okay.
And we need to move along. Okay.
How many
While
forks can
people-
we make with this too?
While people are
Let's make-
eating, I make the armor bigger and thinner.
Using what?
Let's see, do I have a hammer?
I don't think so.
I have a crowbar.
I guess the blacksmithing tool, the crowbar.
I have potter's tools. That won't help. I have a hammer. I'm going to hammer in the morning.
It's less about we need to cut it into
No,
chunks.
that's easy to do.
Is it?
Yeah, once it's thinned.
This is gonna be like a 3-day project, isn't it?
Either that or we end up with, like, what, a dozen 5-pound bowls?
Yeah. Well, we can reduce the weight, presumably.
You can change the weight. It's about how much material can you manipulate with the Aura Maul. The more precise that you try to make something,
Well,
the more...
I'm gonna-
Hang on. I want everyone to understand this, because there does seem to be some confusion about this, because you haven't run into it much. The Aura Maul's capabilities are to essentially transubstantiate one form of matter into another arrangement of matter, fully and completely. Usually it applies to the entirety of the object. You can focus more to create more complex creations, more separate things. It takes more energy. The more energy that you use, the more that you're going to have exhausted changelings on your hand that you've been trying to avoid. So, there's a balancing act. A 20-pound breastplate can reasonably, with the focus that you guys can create, given a bunch of hungry changelings in a cave, I'm gonna call it 4 bowls out of a single breastplate.
All right, and I have 15. So we will make 60 bowls, and I have to cook the beans in multiple batches anyway, so they can eat while I'm cooking.
Right.
That's fine.
And the bowls are probably large enough to hold more than one small 2/3 ration serving.
Yeah, they can be a little larger.
Okay.
Okay, so that's solved.
Yep.
There you go.
All right,
Now you've solved that.
and they'll use my platinum cutlery
Makes the beans taste better.
because I have a lot of it.
You have quite a few. I think I just told you in pounds how much platinum cutlery
Yes,
you have.
I have 5 pounds of platinum silverware.
So you probably have like a dozen full like
Sets.
settings.
Yeah. So between spoons and forks, there should be enough for each bowl.
Yeah, if you use your platinum cutlery and let them use it, there's plenty to go around, and people can help feed themselves with it.
Yep. All right. So that's what we do this morning.
Okay. You've managed to, over basically the morning, cook all the beans, change all the armor, distribute this, and feed most of the changelings a pretty good serving.
And then,
They're going to be hungry,
Yeah.
but it'll stave that off for a little while.
yep. So, as we travel each evening, I'm going to spend all I can to make water and to keep our water supplies up with my create water spell. But I'm not going to use that till the evening in case I need them for something else.
Right.
But I can create a lot of water.
As soon as we've survived the first evening and morning,
Yes.
it is
So these are going to be our general procedures each day.
right. And the instruction to all of the changelings is to collect as much good water as they can with whatever they have all the time.
Yeah.
I'll say it's not too hard to rig up some of the rain catchers to act basically as umbrellas,
Inverse umbrellas.
and they are catching the water, and you'll probably be able to get like a gallon between all of them, just randomly moving through the day.
So as we go, all the changelings are gonna need to sort of walk in line and hold hands because they will not see in the dark. And I only have one lamp.
We only have one flaming sword.
I use my flaming sword.
Well, at least with
You have-
limited sources of light, it won't be hard to find where it's coming from.
You have the lamp of not true seeing, but like see
I have
invisibility.
a lantern of revealing,
That shows invisible things.
which isn't going to do that much good here.
Well, it might.
Well, maybe, yeah.
But we only have a limited amount of oil, so we're gonna rely mostly on your sword. And they're just gonna have to hold hands and walk carefully.
Yeah, I happen to have 6 candles if we need to, and 5 torches. So, I give a torch to the person who will be walking at the end to mark the
Okay.
end of the.
Sure.
The line.
Now, are we all going to be up front, or are we going to kind of sandwich it?
We should go ahead in case there's trouble, and we should have like a warning code, like word we can yell back, like "Don't come up, there's monsters" or something.
Something like that.
That's a great
That's
code
pretty-
word.
Something that's unambiguous.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead. This is gonna be our general travel plan.
Javal will lead us because they apparently know their way, right?
Javal, the 4 of us, will go about even 10 minutes ahead. Everyone else will go in a line.
Okay, I give 2 torches, one in the front and one in the back.
Yeah. And maybe we should have Javal watch the rear, actually.
But Javal is the one who knows.
This is a
Javal is the one that knows. Yeah, but there's going to be
branches.
branches, I assume.
Okay.
There are occasional branches. You guys have run into them already. I mean, the room that you guys came to set up a camp overnight had about
Javal
a dozen different pathways.
Javal is the only one who's been through here.
Okay.
Both ways. So.
That's fine. All right. So, the 5 of us will go ahead 10 minutes. We have a line of changelings come 10 minutes behind us. We will shout if monsters attack. In the evenings, I'll make as much water as I can to fill everyone's water skins and cook the beans. And in the mornings, we'll cook 10 pounds of beans.
And if we happen to see anything that could be transformed into food along the way,
We will
or
do so.
purified into food or water, we'll do that.
Yes. So, that's the plan.
Mostly for the audience here, who might be tuning in and hearing about Orat Malls that can transubstantiate things. The general rule with Orat Malls is that if it's non-living matter, it can be reworked. They don't really function on living matter.
That we
quite
know
so
of.
Well.
Haven't tried it yet.
You haven't tried it, but Soria is well aware that for whatever reasons, she was always told that Orat Malls don't work on living matter and can't change living and non-living between one another.
Could we turn a dead bug into something more palatable? If it's like meat and technically non-living. Would Soria know that?
Yes, you could, but it's incredibly draining because you're trying to achieve something that's
Complex.
very complex.
Alright. Alright. Well, let's start moving. We have a plan. It's the best we can do with what we have.
Yuhura Jobal,
Yeah?
people have been fed as much as possible. They have been collecting water. We must proceed. Do you know the way?
Pretty much.
Okay, let us go. We will follow you.
Okay.
I grabbed my screamy stick on the way up.
Good
Please.
remembering.
As you adventure through, these tunnels are going to be a moving adventure for you all. I'm going to be occasionally asking for rolls on D100s, a large table here, with random events. Sometimes the results you get, I may ask you to re-roll. That may be for simple viewer enjoyment. For example, if you roll a combat and we do that, and then you roll another combat, well, to put it bluntly, viewers, that's going to be boring for all of you. So I might have you re-roll it sometimes.
Should I be writing down the numbers we roll? Or does it matter if we get doubles?
88.
It probably won't matter if you get doubles, and in the
Okay.
few cases that it does, I have a method for recording that on the table.
Okay.
So, we'll start down there, 9s. Let's see what happens today.
Do something happy.
We're gonna start with a 66.
A 66.
That's a good route.
It's a great number.
Okay.
Have a rock.
Thank you.
We have a rock to track who rolled last. Or who's rolling next.
So, Javal begins leading you down the tunnels. You hear the changelings a little ways behind you making a dull roar as they're talking about their current situation. You can't really make anything out, but you hear them chattering back there. Javal seems fairly certain of where he's going today. Every time you come to a path that you have to make a decision on, he doesn't even hesitate. Goes down now one of sometimes many multiples of choices.
Do we?
Sometime go ahead.
What? As we're going down, is there any markings that he seems to be looking for that we notice?
Why don't you, since you're looking for something specific, why don't you make an investigation check? Unless you just want to ask him.
I do an investigation.
I'm not trying to be snarky or something. If you guys want to try and, like, if there's some sort of level of distrust or something like that, where you want to see if there's something you can pick up on without alerting him, that's fine. I just want to know.
Well, I got a 10, so do I notice something?
You don't see any markings that are indicating one pathway over another. As best as you can tell, this seems to be by memory.
How do you know which way we're going? How do you not get lost?
Well, every once in a while, there's a little bit of a mark that gets left in the walls, but we don't do it at every junction. I mean, keep in mind, I'm not typically a smuggler by trade, but it's something that I'm willing to do. I'm just sort of... I work for whatever gets me through the day. Yeah, other people, they're better trained at this. They're smugglers all the time. So they don't want to leave a trail that can be found by just anybody. They want to memorize some of the path, and then every once in a while leave a little marker to make sure they haven't, completely lost track.
What's the marker look like? Is there one here?
No, but I'll put one out to you. It's sort of, well, they try not to make it obvious, so it looks like a divot. Just like any sort of divot in a wall. But the difference is, it's just a little too round. Because they've carved it out. And you can feel the carve marks if you go and, examine it closely. But it's supposed to blend in as much as possible. So if we do get separated for some reason, you can try to keep an eye out for those. But I'll be honest, a lot of these pathways, you just have to know the way.
Great God, if we get separated, we'll die.
Well,
This is great to plan.
let's not do that.
Well, here's hoping. I'd really like to get all these folks back to, well, their homes. Certainly out of the Republic. Ugh.
It can be your home too, Javal.
I don't have much of a home. I don't like to stay in one place for too long. I prefer the life of moving about, always seeing something new. I always got too stir crazy back at, well, my home village. So, not for me.
Which was?
One of the villages in the Fervent Wilds.
Did it have a name?
It was just our village.
We didn't really name where else Sulani?
You name everything else. Why not the village?
It's just a home.
Yeah, we were pretty small villages and we just knew each other.
I don't like that.
Okay.
You live in Nine's village now.
I do, or they do?
You get 9s, you get 10s.
7.
After a while, it becomes clear that Javal really does seem to be knowing his way through here. As you come across what appears to be a traveling merchant who's set up a camp
In the cave.
in the caves. He's laden down with all sorts of various supplies and things, and has many bags and pouches. The image that I'd like to conjure for folks here, if you've ever watched the original Star Trek series, you might remember Mudd.
Harry Mudd.
Harry Mudd. And how Harry Mudd,
Well, I think that was the first name.
I think it was Harry Mudd, he had just like pouches everywhere that he was always able to like reach into. That's sort of the image here. Not to necessarily conjure up the same personality and self-interest.
Does he have a nice mustache?
No, he doesn't have a mustache.
I don't want to talk to him then.
Hello, suspicious stranger in the dark.
It's hardly the dark. He's got
Oh.
some glowing embers. Not really making much smoke, but some glowing embers that you can make him out by, and a little lantern. Seems to be reading. Oh. Hello. Oh, hello, Javal. It's good to see you again. Now, making another trip through here. What are you smuggling this time? Not really smuggling so much this time. I'm moving people through. Some small band trying to escape the oppression of the Colonial Republic, I assume? Not exactly. It's about 300 of us. Oh. Well, have you any need for trade then? I have many fine wares, as you know. Some of questionable legality in the Republic.
Do you just stay down here and like, or what? What's your deal?
No, miss. I am an honorable tradesman, trading in perhaps dishonorable things.
Are you sure he's not just like a pretzel salesman, just follows 9s around everywhere?
This guy is not a
Getting his
pretzel
kids through
salesman.
college?
There are many prohibited items within the Colonial Republic, and a few were in Glendring that I am more than happy to ferry between the two.
Oh, you're a smuggler.
Madam, I do not smuggle goods. I purvey them across borders, while lacking the attention of, say, the officials.
This is a duty-free shop.
Yes! Yes, my good sir, this is a duty-free shop. There's no duty paid on any of my fine wares. That I'm happy to share with you in exchange for a modest price.
Do you have hundreds of pounds of beans?
No, I don't typically carry much food, although I'm happy to trade in some of the extras that I do have if you're hard up for some victuals.
How many Tostaxis do you have?
To Staxies? I have, looks like 3 dozen sets.
Any rare ones?
One moment. Peering deep into a bag. I have only a few rare ones.
Holographic ones?
Yes, they are holographic.
I'll buy them.
A woman of discerning taste.
Good bargaining.
Yeah.
We haven't begun the bargaining part yet.
Now, reaches in. 2. Well, 3 rare, not ultra rare, unfortunately. I sold my supply of them at the last village I stopped through. 3 rare holographic Testaxes. That will be 2 gold.
1 gold.
A bargain. I shall meet you at 1 gold, 5 silver.
1 gold, 3 silver.
1 gold, 2 silver.
You better go up to 5.
1. Wait. Think about that math real quick. Do that one.
1 gold, 5 silver.
No! Bad!
Excellent.
I didn't even activate the brooch of number numbing yet.
But it's already working on you.
So that's 3.
Rare.
And subtract 1 gold, 5 silver.
Are there any items out, or is it all in pockets?
Other than his modest personal camping supplies, it seems like any of the items that he claims to possess are in pouches, bags, and pockets.
So, you who are the traveling merchant of the duty-free shop,
My apologies. I had not provided my name to you all. Please, call me Felonious.
you who are felonious,
Yes.
I have called you that now. What sorts of food do you have?
Well, my collection of food is mostly for my own travel. But, I have a pound of bacon that, well, personally I found to be just a little too fatty for my taste.
We could cut that up and put it in the beans.
Pork and
Just
beans?
1 pound?
Well, unfortunately for you, it seems, I carry only quantities of food that a single person might consume within a span of a week or 2.
And how much is your bacon?
I would be willing to part with it for a silver.
5 copper.
9 copper.
That's a good number. I think you should take it.
You owe 9s a copper for negotiating fee.
I buy the bacon and give it to Zoria to use for cooking.
All right, you have a pound of bacon.
What's the rarest item you have?
The rarest item I have. Well, this is an item that is banned within Glendring and frowned upon within the Cornwall Republic. So it is even hard to obtain down there. But it is a weapon, so stand back. Be safe.
I do not move.
Don't crowd me. As this will surprise you.
Gosh!
And
Pakistan, no!
And he pulls out this, like, 6-bladed sort of fan weapon.
What does this do?
It surprises people.
It's a fan of blades. They are detachable, but compact. And then he folds it back up. They are perfectly balanced to be thrown, but also incredibly stable to be used as both sword and shield against certain blows. I admit they are not necessarily the strongest, but they are easily concealed. You see, you can take 6 blades and they fit right in your pocket.
So it's like a dagger size?
Yeah. It's like 6 throwing daggers all sort of connected together.
That's spread out like a fan.
Yeah, they spread out like a fan, so like a hand fan. And they can fold up, be detached, and it's fairly firm.
Is it magic?
No, I unfortunately don't spend much time with magical items. I find that non-magical, desired still, easier to purvey across borders, as there's less opportunities for such easy detection. You may be familiar, as you have the sense of a spellcaster about you, that one can cast spells to detect if there's other magics in the area, making moving magical goods much more challenging.
Do you have any valuable diamonds?
Oh,
As opposed to those unvaluable diamonds.
Like 300 gold valued diamonds?
I am sorry. I have no such diamonds on me.
Okay.
I carry no gems at all.
I can't do Revivify then.
So you who are Thelonious,
Yes.
do you happen to have any potions of healing or other items that would help to cure wounds or heal people who have been injured?
Let me examine for a moment, see if I have any in my pockets.
You're not going to ask about rope?
Not yet.
No. No. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have any potions on me.
Do you happen to carry any rope?
I do have some rope, yes. I always carry some lengths of that, as it's useful. I don't have a great quantity. I think I have about 50 feet that I could spare. I need to keep some for myself, of course. You do wind up in situations where you need to tie something sturdy and then lower yourself down or raise yourself up when traveling through these caves.
Yes, and how much for your 50 feet of rope?
Well, you've all been such wonderful people, and a lovely break from being alone in the caves. I shall let you have it for 1 silver.
2 silver.
Very good, yes, we can do that. 2 silver, how generous of
Pay
you.
the man also.
I buy the rope. You who are Zoria,
What?
please do not negotiate on our behalf.
Why not?
It doesn't.
It went up!
Yeah, that's better.
No, it's
Bigger
not!
numbers are good. The more money you have, the better.
I quite concur, miss.
What's your most illegal item?
My most illegal item,
Not your most expensive or fancy, but your most illegal.
my most illegal. Well, that would require something that is illegal in both countries, I would assume. And something that is prohibited with quite harsh punishments. Yes? Then, I think probably the most illegal thing that I have is actually a vial of poison.
Yeah? What kind of poison?
It is poison that has been derived from toxins within a blowfish. It's quite potent.
How much?
Well, I mostly keep it around for
Personal use?
self-defense. I'm not much of a fighter, as my visage and general countenance might give away as he pats his somewhat rotund belly. Yeah, but one does need to defend themselves. I've been taken hostage a few times, and I found that offering up a bit of rare whiskey, I call it, and they generally tend to fall for that. It looks a bit like whiskey, this derision. And it smells strong enough and different enough that those unaccustomed with finer whiskeys are often easily convinced that it is the mellowing process of the barrels and the age of the whiskey. So that's the reason I have it.
So you don't sell it?
It's not my intention, but if you have some particular need of it, I could be tempted to part with it if the price were right enough for the personal risk that I'm taking by no longer possessing this particular vial.
Do we need a bunch of poison?
Yeah, we are so murderous now. We might as well keep it.
How much?
I shall say 20 gold.
15 gold.
I'm going to stand firm on my 20. There's quite a bit of risk that I am taking by giving up my one protection, and it will take time to procure more.
19 gold, 10 silver.
Deal.
Pay the man 9s?
I've changed for 20 gold.
Why, yes, I have changed for 20 gold. Oh, look at that. Ah, no change due. How convenient.
Give me my poison.
Alright, you have...
A vial.
You have a small flask of poison.
Much of this is needed to, take care of problem.
I would say a single swig should do for
Such a precise measure.
anyone. I don't measure it out and pour it in their drinks, mind you. They usually take care of it themselves. It does have a delayed effect. It will take an hour or two before they notice that something isn't quite right anymore.
Do you have any sort of counterfeit writ of passage that will let us get through Glindring unabated?
Why, madam, I have no such thing. I am an honorable tradesman trading in dishonorable things. I have no counterfeit writs of passage.
You have stolen one.
I have many writs of passage that describe all sorts of people. None of them are counterfeit, though, for they have all been signed, sealed, and approved by the appropriate authorities. After a fashion.
How much for one for a group of adventurers who work for a mercenary company that are lawfully leading refugees to the capital?
I'm not sure that you'll need such a writ of passage for that endeavor. That seems perfectly noble in its cause. And since you have such a large quantity of refugees, might I ask what they are refugees from?
The Republic?
Well, I gathered as much, but what horrible event has befallen some location within the Republic to create these refugees?
Oh, the destruction of Ironvale?
The destruction of Ironvale?
Yeah, it blew up.
Don't know what's happened. It's crazy.
Is there anything left of the city?
Yeah, the parts, yeah.
Pieces of it.
There is a warehouse that is quite intact.
What of the people?
There was minor revolt happening.
A revolt? Were the Grotfells not supporting the people? Never mind, I already know the answer to that question. Did you all...
We had no part of it.
Are you fleeing that very same event?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, definitely fleeing.
Running away.
Yeah. Well, things must have truly gotten chaotic if you are indeed using the old smuggling tunnels to lead your band out of there. Is it even worth traveling to Ironvale to purvey goods and services?
Oh, the people who are left are much in need of goods and services.
Yeah, all sorts of illegal stuff for rebellions and things like that.
Dishonorable goods, if you will. I prefer that phrasing, terminology.
I think that you might find that law enforcement has been disrupted.
Drastic.
Oh, well, it's such a shame. I'm sure that they'll need supplies to refit the town and the good law keepers. I'm sure that there's many opportunities. So, if you'll excuse me, I believe it is time for me to get moving. I do want to go and offer my assistance to the good people in need. Yes,
Wait, did you just give information for free?
Yeah,
too, which I
that's what talking is.
deeply appreciate. Packing up his
Do you have any
things.
fervent tech?
Not on me, no.
okay.
I do have a nice timepiece back at my home that I do keep up.
Where's your house?
I keep a personal residence in the capital city of Drogomar.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to
We can
buy
look
some
at-
pretty good gum?
How good is it?
Pretty
Oh,
good.
Pretty good.
May I try a small sample to verify
One
its
copper.
quality?
Here.
Is perhaps a fresh one available?
Oh, I will break off a quarter of one stick of gum in the one pack that I have opened that has 3 sticks left in it.
Thank you for the offer. Which flavor is this?
It's pretty good.
Well, one thing I like is that it's not banana. I'm glad that artificial banana is a flavor that's never existed in this world. It's quite nice. It's fruity,
It's pretty good.
Pretty good gum.
and I'd say maybe into some sort of blueberry. And that the flavor gets more intense the longer you chew it. That is pretty good gum. How much for a pack?
A pack has 5 sticks. They are still sealed.
I shall offer you 5 copper for a pack.
6
5
copper per
silver.
pack.
5 silver, very good. I
This
will
is
take
from
5
a
silver.
very rare hidden place.
A very rare hidden place, you say?
Yes. You could not find it. It is hidden.
You mean they don't make it anymore?
It
Oh,
is
no.
not made anymore.
No, it does not exist anywhere except in my pouch.
And my mouth.
Interesting. And how many do you have?
I will sell you one. I wish to
One
keep it.
pack.
1 pack of 5 sticks.
A very rare. Is it? Would you say it's collectible?
I
Very.
would say yes.
Desirable?
It never runs out of flavor.
Is it from some place that no longer exists?
A lost Rosati civilization.
I only know what half of that means. But I
5
think
gold.
it sounds good.
5 gold for a pack of 5, very rare. No longer available. Pretty good gum.
I shall offer you 4 gold and 3 silver for it.
4 gold and 10 silver.
4 gold and 4 silver.
Throw in some daggers.
Just some regular daggers.
Yeah.
4 gold, 4 silver, and 3 daggers.
Pretty good.
It's a pretty good deal.
Yes, I will take the 4 gold and 4 silver.
There you are.
And we each get a dagger. Right?
Hey, wait, where's my dagger?
You already have
lot
2
of
daggers.
Oh, yeah. I do.
Do you want that ring of daggers?
Not really my style. Thanks, though.
Good, I wasn't going to buy it for you anyway.
Well, nice meeting you, Felonius.
Yes, it's very nice meeting you. He's wandering off, just staring at the...
Don't mind that every refugee looks like Nine's here.
Don't tell him that part. Let him figure it out on his own. It's a nice surprise.
A little ways back, you sort of, oh, pardon me, excuse me. No, 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 excuse me, pardon me. No, no.
We will continue on our way.
Okay. You reach a room that seems to be a decent place for resting. And it's getting fairly late into the day. You can feel your legs becoming tired, and a couple of the changelings have jogged up ahead to let you know people are worn out for the day. This might be a place to stop.
We'll rest here. I can make 40 good berries and 100 gallons of water.
We're going to eat good tonight then. Do we notice any giant bugs?
No, you didn't notice anything today.
So,
So we have 10 pounds of beans, 40 good berries,
100 gallons of
and a
water.
lot of water.
I can exchange
And bacon.
some water for good berries.
Let's make us. We don't need that much water.
How much water do we need to cook the beans and keep people watered?
Yeah, how much do we have an excess of water this time, or they drink everything and just kind of overboard?
Well, a quart of water per person per day should be more than enough. And and they've been filling their water skins as they go along.
As much as they can. Now, like I said, you're getting about a gallon a day from all of the rain catching for the whole group.
So 100 gallons is 400 quarts. So if everybody gets a quart, that still leaves you with 25 gallons. That's more than enough to cook.
Okay.
So everybody gets a quart of water.
Okay.
And then there's 40 good berries to go around.
Okay.
So whoever is the most hungry gets those.
The hungriest and the weakest.
We'll have a game show to determine who is the hungriest,
Yeah.
which is the only fair way of doing anything in our
Yeah,
society.
so we need to budget about 9 hours to film the game show per day.
All right, we're gonna set up some lights. What kind of contest should we have?
Hunger Games, I think.
Hunger Games. Okay, so we're gonna pair off the nines, and we're each gonna give them a dagger.
You have to share. We only have 3. So that's our plan. Bed down for the night.
But
Watch
let's
the Hunger
eat in the
Games.
morning when you need
Yeah, my good berries last for 24 hours, so I can cast them before I sleep, and they're good in the morning still.
Yep. Okay, so you've conjured a lot of water and 40 good berries?
Yes, I can do 100 gallons of water and 40 good berries if I use all my spell slots.
Okay. And you are creating 10 pounds of beans
Each day.
in the morning.
Yep.
Okay.
One at a time.
Bean.
Okay, open up the little hatch, grab one, put.
I kind of think of the little hatch like on a Parmesan bottle. You've got the 3 little holes and the one big hole, and the hatch is kind of like the big hole for the beans.
Just grinding out beans. Just. So I win.
I get up early the next day, start cooking beans, supplement with good berries. I know it's not quite enough to feed everyone, but you know.
Okay.
And then we have a bunch of water.
Yep.
Refill water skins first, and then whatever else for cooking.
And whatever isn't used for cooking is distributed amongst everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so last night you distributed a lot of water,
Yes.
and you've used making 10 pounds of beans.
10 pounds of beans.
Say that takes like 2 gallons. of
I'll change
water.
up the spices today and go more for like an oregano, like, you know, thyme sort of mix.
Okay.
I want to keep the flavors fresh so people don't get bored.
Sure, that's very nice of you.
It's a very important thing to do.
And out of curiosity, what sort of beans are you creating?
Llama.
Llama beans?
Just llama beans.
Llama beans.
Not lima, llama beans.
Yeah, llama.
They're in the shape of little llamas.
Kind of like
very-
you have dinosaur chicken nuggets, but these are like baked beans that are shaped like llamas.
So are they like a lima bean, or are they like a black bean?
Like a fava bean.
They're like a fava bean?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Fava llama
Fava
beans.
llamas. Yeah.
Fava llama beans.
Fava llama beans. Yeah, but you have to say it 5 times fast before you get a bowl.
Fava
5
llama
times.
beans.
Fava llama beans. Fava llama beans. Fava llama.
beans.
Okay, I'm saying lava beans when I try to do that too fast.
So you have llama-shaped beans. They're fava beans. They're just llama-shaped.
Yeah.
That's why they're fava llama.
You know, I'm gonna allow that. I'm gonna just gonna let that one stand. You know, sometimes you have enough power in the knife to choose the food shape.
Well, sometimes
This is fun shape. You have fun now.
we'll change the beans up each day. So some days I'll make like a curry lentil. Some days we'll make, you know, more like a Like today we're doing fava beans with
Sure.
like
Baba Lama, say it right.
savory spices.
Yeah, say it right.
Savala.
Slava llama beans.
Fava llama beans.
Okay.
5 times real fast.
That way we have a nice varied menu so people don't get tired of just
That's
keep
very-
more.
Can we use the Aura Mall to make a bunch of menus?
We're
Yeah,
gonna
just have a big QR code that they have to scan with their smartphones.
Do you have a bunch of paper?
No,
Somewhere in my inventory, I'm sure.
no, that's not.
Because I can just write those out with a quill.
Just write out the whole QR code.
You wanna set up your squeamy stick?
Yes, we'll put a screaming stick at the entrance.
And we'll spend the night.
Okay. So there's a mix of describing what you do in the morning
I
and
know.
deciding that you bed down.
Yeah. Unless something happens in the night, that's just what we
Yeah,
do.
we wanted everybody to know what we're gonna do when we get up, so we don't have to do all of that when we get
We
up.
don't see the sun here. Time's an illusion.
Yeah.
We will say, all those things we said we would do in the morning, we do.
And then,
And then they'll be done.
as general practice, we have people take turns doing watch.
As we give them daggers.
Sure. People are happy to take watch.
Yeah.
That's not hard. You do that, and
Set out the next day.
you feed 140, and you have, a little more than half of your changelings getting hungry.
Today. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take turns.
Okay.
Yeah. They rotate one day, the other day.
All right.
Basically.
You set out today, following Javal's lead. Let's have another roll of the D100s.
Well, it's almost the same as yesterday. 65.
Okay. Roll again.
But you don't want us to run into a slightly different looking merchant.
54.
Okay. You travel through the caves, Javal leading you on. And there's sort of a shift in the odor.
Olsef, those beans are going right through you. I did pick up my screamy stick, by the way. Because I feel like you're going to punish me if I don't say that every time.
Maybe.
Yeah, you better.
It's always better to tell me that you picked up the item than to assume that I'm going to give you credit for it. So there's a shift in smell here. And it's this sort of a foul odor. It's a little bit like a corpse. It smells like something died.
Recently?
I mean, within maybe a day or two.
Let's identify the smell. Investigate.
I mean,
No. Go Gadget knows.
Ugh.
how strange that his entire body was just a machine.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird to think about. It's morbid children's programming, really.
It's a dark reboot of Inspector Gadget.
They did that. It starred Matthew Broderick.
Was it dark?
Was that an R?
It starred Matthew Broderick. That was disturbing to watch him play that. So,
Is it anything like the movie Small Soldiers?
starring Tommy Lee Jones.
Something smells bad.
Does it smell like the undead we fought before?
No, that had a different sort of aroma to it. I mean, this smells like, roadkill.
Oh,
Okay.
It's some sort of rotting.
We'll carefully
Animal.
approach.
Dinner for tonight.
Make a stealth check.
All of us.
If we're all approaching.
If you're carefully approaching, make a stealth check. Because I'm assuming that's what you mean by
Yeah.
careful.
I got a 10.
8.
13. Very not.
10, 8, 13. Let me see what one in Javal come up with.
Smelly dead thing, don't attack us.
We're sneaking up on you.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! We won't want to disturb this smelly dead thing, would we?
Waka waka.
Okay, the two of them really brought your group average up.
The ranger and I assume a rogue, maybe.
Yeah, Javal's basically a rogue.
Yeah.
They're out in front.
What? We're
They're
trying to be
implying that-
quiet here. Just stop. I don't know.
Sorry, they're implying that we need to be quiet, so you should stop talking so much.
Oh,
Stop talking.
sorry.
Sorry.
Our bad.
You
I
move
whacked them both side the head. Quietly.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like part of your code.
Yes, it was.
Where? Point to it.
It's
Actually,
just
I
the
don't.
Three Stooges.
I put my hand in front of their mouths like that. I don't whack them.
I slowly
Mouth.
I lick the hand.
That's the most unproductive, unhealthy.
All right.
The complete meltdown.
We've been in this cave for days. We're going cave crazy.
Whenever you guys get a stealth check and do badly on it,
We
the
play it
group
up.
just melts down.
Yeah, we have to play up our bad check.
So, you go ahead and move a little further down the cave, and then you see off on a side room, a little off the path, that there's the source of the smell. And it looks like a small bit of crack. Large enough to maybe just barely squeeze through. But it's a pass to the outside. And you see that there are a pack of wolves that have set up their den in this cave and have dragged a corpse of a kill. And they're sort of gnawing eyes, and that's what you're smelling.
Cave wolves.
It probably tastes really good too.
Cave wolves?
Yeah, why not?
How many wolves are there?
Let me see here.
Or do you want to talk to them?
It depends. Are we trying to sneak by them? Do we want to make friends with them?
12. There's
12
wolves.
There's 12 wolves.
That's a lot of wolves. Maybe make some peace talks.
Well, can they get through the crack?
The wolves?
Yeah, to where we are.
The crack is to the outside. They can easily come in here. You're like in a passageway kind of peering into this room.
Mm-hmm.
The crack leads to the outside. That's how they're coming in and out of the cave.
Oh, I see. But they're just in a room, so they could just decide to.
Yeah, I mean, if they wanted to attack you, if they took notice and wanted to eat you,
Does it look
They
like
may
we're
do.
like up in the mountains or something?
it's a little hard to tell since it's just a
Right.
thin beam of light. It's daytime out. You can tell that much. The little bits of fresh air you're getting that's mixed in with the stench of a wolf den and a fresh-ish kill. It seems pretty like crisp, cool air. So you may have climbed a little ways and sort of skirting the outside of the mountain. It's hard to tell elevation change when you completely lack anything that gives you sense of bearings. But you do know that you've been going at points up and down.
So, 300 changeling cats need to pass by here without being attacked.
So maybe we.
So let's protect the entrance here and send them ahead until they're safely past.
Well, aren't the wolves in here with us?
Well, they're on a side passage.
Yeah, so you have smelled this and kind of tracked it over and seen what the source of the smell is. It's off the main path, but not very far.
Well, why don't we just ask them not to attack us? Wolves are normally trustworthy.
Has that been our experience with wolves?
It's been my experience with wolves.
Are you going to turn into a wolf to try to sell our story?
Why would I turn into a wolf?
You can't talk to wolves.
I can't talk. I know.
But you could be a wolf and go and pretend you are talking while Nines is talking. And then it would look like a wolf
What?
talking to them.
I don't think that's how animals work.
Well, we'd
You-
rather.
Hello, everyone! It's so nice to see you here today.
Why don't we just ask them if we can go by without any issue?
So you who are Nines, the
Okay.
real Nines. I can talk with them but cannot understand, so I can potentially assist if you ask me to. But it is up to you to convince them to stick to their meal and let the rest of us go.
All right, well, we'll go talk to them as a group.
Okay.
I cast Speak with Animal.
Okay.
Excuse me, wolves!
We all look friendly and non-threatening.
So you don't announce your presence in any way before that. You just go, excuse me, wolves!
That was announcing.
Yeah, that wasn't us, our
I
presence.
just want to make sure you don't try to, like, toss a little rock in. Your first thing is, excuse me, wolves!
That's a
Yeah,
polite thing to
that
say.
checks out, yeah.
Okay, good.
They seem like the type of wolves
the
that.
12 wolves, the even dozen wolves, all turn their heads and look in your direction. And a particularly large, sort of mottled black one stands up. It's about as tall as you.
These are like dire wolves?
Well, not necessarily, but they're big.
Okay.
Excuse me, we're travelers just passing through. We'd like you not to attack us. This has been great talk. We will see you later.
Why should we not attack your small band? We could easily overcome you, and I have hungry children to feed.
Don't look that hungry. They're eating right now.
We are always hungry here in the mountains. There is not a great source of food so consistently found or easily.
This is a well-speaking wolf.
What's he saying?
Well, but he wants to eat us.
Oh, why don't you show
This is
him,
going very well then.
show him the flamey sword? They probably don't like fire.
And don't
thought
think we
we
should
were
threaten
trying to be
them. They
friendly.
seem very confident.
Oh, okay.
They're all skin and bones. We wouldn't. It would take more energy to eat us than to actually get out of us.
But the marrow of bones tastes delicious.
No, ours tastes terrible.
Do we even have bones? I can't hear.
What should you offer us to not eat you? You are not the first adventurers through our caves. And
We have
I
pretty good
suspect you won't be the last, but it might be your last adventure through here.
That's pretty ominous.
You who are Nines, is this going well?
You could.
No, this is not going well.
What do they want?
They want food.
Oh, give them some nice whiskey.
Like, that's not food. I mean,
My
can give you some
children
fire
are
water.
Hungry.
What?
What do you offer?
Pour it on the bacon.
How much food do we need for safe travel?
What do you offer?
Meat? All set for sacrifice?
What kinds of meat do you offer?
Horse leg? I can make a horse leg, right?
With your knife?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
But then we'll have no beans for tomorrow.
Well,
We won't give them all of it. Unless you want to fight 12 wolves. I don't think we're
Did
gonna.
you use the bacon last?
No.
We have a pound of bacon.
Wait, yeah. Here.
Yeah, but it's bacon.
Some?
Offer them the bacon and a bottle of Chateau d'Ethanol. You never
We
know.
have,
I'm not the negotiator. Why are you looking at me?
we have pounds of bacon for safe travel.
What is bacon?
I cut off a small piece of the bacon. Just a taste. And I throw it to the big wolf.
You offer this freely, so I shall not risk injury to myself or my children.
I mean, if we run into problems, would you help us if we could get you more bacon?
If you possess more bacon, I'm assuming you're dealing honestly and offer me all the bacon you have now. I could maybe be convinced to feed us for quantities of bacon in exchange for our assistance.
Do we want a bunch of wolves following us around?
Not really.
Well, they like us, though.
Only if
I
we-
wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, he loves us.
Yeah, you said that?
That's exactly what he
He
said.
does look cuddly.
That's how they express,
I'm aware.
I take half a stick of pretty good gum and toss it to the wolf.
That's gum. It's not the meat.
What is this?
It's gum. It's pretty good, right?
Leave much of that, and we shall let you go free.
All of us?
Yes.
Well, so give him some gum. Just throw a bunch of gum over there.
And the bacon.
Bacon's only for protection.
We shall watch over you for 3 days if you leave the bacon and the gum.
4 days.
And 10 silver.
Luckily, they can't understand you.
No?
I leave 3 packs of gum. That's 15 sticks, so that's one for everybody.
Is there some sort of like meat flavor gum that we didn't notice?
I
It's
don't
pretty
think
good
that-
gum.
There were many flavors of gum.
Is there a meat flavor? Is-
Yes. Yes, there's a meat flavor that you hadn't noticed before.
I take a piece of that. 5 days and you get this flavor. And I throw that.
One of the younger ones comes over and just sort of sits down like,
That'll cost you 6 days.
what does that taste like? Bird! Like bird! Fine. 6 days is a protection. And leave that whole pack of bird gum.
Alright, we leave the pack, we throw the bacon.
All right.
Remember, if we're in trouble, you come running.
Of course.
All right.
Me and the 300 that look exactly like me.
Whatever.
That was good negotiations.
Yeah. We will move on then, I guess.
Okay.
Someone tell the changelings to not be afraid of the wolves.
The wolves have been bribed.
The wolves have been bribed.
Just, they shouldn't bother you.
Don't bother them. They will not bother you.
Okay.
Meow meow.
All right, and we'll continue on.
Okay. You come to a fairly nice, a little more spacious. The deeper you go into the mountains, the more that you're finding some larger, more cavernous rooms. It seems that the waterways through these mountains have hollowed out the interior more quickly than the more exterior places. Odd or even?
Even.
The place that you come to tonight actually has a moderately sized pool of fresh water.
So we can fill up all our water here.
Javal goes over and
Test it.
tests it and thinks that it's probably okay. Humlin does the same and confirms. Yeah, it seems alright. I mean, didn't taste bad. Didn't smell bad. But, you know, it's no guarantee. We can always try boiling it.
Yeah, that's fine. So, I'll spend the evening boiling water.
Okay.
If there's enough water that I don't have to make it, then I can make 90 good berries
You
before bed.
end up taking a lot of the water from the little pool here, and it's almost empty, but you can fill up people's water skins.
And have enough to cook beans.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Is there anything in the water? Now that we mostly trained it?
No.
What if I do an investigation check?
You can do an investigation check.
Sturmgrimmy?
Sturm Grimmy? I got a happy face.
You got a happy cat
And
face?
Yeah.
20.
While asking for Sturm Grimmy.
You see a little scale. A little shiny, pretty scale at the bottom.
I reach for
It's
the
about
scale.
the size of a dollar coin.
I reach for the scale.
Okay.
Wait.
You pick it up?
I put it in my hat.
Okay. You've got a very shiny scale that's about the size of a silver dollar.
Nice scale.
Thanks, it goes good with that.
And
Looks very good
Sphinx
with that.
feather.
Yes, very fancy hat.
It's very fancy.
Yeah, I forgot you had it's a sphinx
Yeah.
feather. that you
I had asked for a feather from the Sphinx and got it.
Guess my outfit is way too fancy for
Super fancy.
someone who has not spent any money on clothes this whole adventure.
Yeah, you're wearing an outfit that costs about, 2 platinum.
Yeah.
With several one-of-a-kind artifacts on it.
No. So,
Yeah.
that's my plan. Let's make lentils tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
So sleep through the night. In the morning, lentils, curried lentils, 90 good berries.
Okay.
Going all, of course, to the people who didn't eat last time first.
Yes.
So we're able to feed 190 people.
Yes. Not count. Well, I assume the 4 of us eat good. Well, 5 with Javal eat good berries.
I'm still eating my
Right.
rations.
Oh, okay.
I've got 3 left.
You have then a little more than 100 hungry changelings. Being careful to rotate so that no one goes without food for a day.
Yep.
Or 2 days, rather.
Yeah. So we'll continue on.
Okay. Then I need Soria.
57. We're grouping really tight in like the 50, 60.
Yeah, you are. Roll again.
14.
Breaks it up a little bit. You move through the tunnels for a day. And it's been pretty uneventful, making small talk with each other. Just sort of passing the time, idle humor. And then, since you're traveling about 15 minutes ahead of the changelings, you hear a thump behind you.
A good thump?
As it sounds like a fairly large mass plops down behind you.
Like close?
Fairly close.
I turn around and look at it
With your flamey sword.
with my flaming sword.
Okay. Give me a moment to pull this up.
That's a great sign.
She's smirking a little to herself. That's not, I don't like it.
Maybe a Sturm Grimmy.
This is between us and the party because it was behind us.
Yep. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Can I have done something when we were turning?
Sure.
I would like to have cast Bless on the group.
Okay.
So,
You have cast Bless on the group.
that does add a d4 to saving throws and attack rolls.
Do I get that?
I'm gonna say for this one, no, since this is all happening simultaneously,
Alright.
and you're kind of doing it as this happens.
16.
You stare into two mesmerizing, swirling blue eyes
I am being
and
mesmerized.
feel a force hit you. And your whole body is stunned for a moment. And then that same force withdraws. And
I got thumped by something.
So that's what they're calling it now?
and you then hear a and another thump on the other side of you comes down and sounds about the same, and you're
So we're in this passage. On the other side, you mean?
roll for initiative.
You mean there's one in front and one behind?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're boxed in.
Yes, you are. And as we've started combat, I need to go set up a couple of pieces, so we're going to take a quick break while we do that. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back in what seems, to you, just a moment.
Yay.
Welcome back, everyone. We're about to jump into battle as our players have encountered a pair of something. They don't know what yet. But Ulseth did have to make a Constitution saving throw when he looked at one. So that might give people a hint. And since we're in combat, I'm switching over into red and revealing the combat area. You guys are trapped in a tunnel between these two things. No way to get around them. Let's have everyone's initiative, starting with 9s.
Wasn't great. I'm pretty sure it was 8.
That was high energy.
A number. I got a number.
Ulseth's initiative.
21.
Wow.
Soria's initiative.
12.
Okay. And let's see what Hulun gets. They get... Not great for them, actually. 10 for Hulun. And Javal, who you're not super best friends with, so they're on your side, but you don't get to know exactly where their initiative lands. And there we go. First up in order is going to be Ulseth, Soria, Hulun, then one of the monsters. So,
Oh, they're very slow.
yeah, basically everyone except Ulseth rolled really tightly together. The slowest and the fastest, so, sorry, you had the next highest initiative,
Really?
the difference is 3 apart. So everyone really grouped together pretty closely.
There's one right in front of me,
Yep, there's one right in front of you.
and we know it's a threat.
Yes, we do.
And I have my flamey sword and a Lashalar armed. I've been doing that all along.
Yep. Yeah, you do have your weapons out.
Okay.
No debate there.
I moved to attack it very carefully, not looking at the glowy blue eyes, because I remembered just a second or so ago that it was quite unpleasant.
Okay. Make
Attack roll.
I want you to make an athletics check to just kind of remember where everything is and get over there, because you're not looking up. You're purposely depriving yourself.
Which might make your attacks harder.
16.
Alright, you make it over to your intended target just fine.
Yay. I attack with my flamey sword.
And you're still attempting to avoid contact with the eyes, yeah?
No, I'm not looking at the eyes. I'm looking at where I'm thrusting my sword, which is at its midsection.
So you are averting your gaze from it.
I'm averting my gaze.
Yeah, roll with disadvantage.
That's you're into it's yeah.
You're fighting basilisks.
You're intentionally
I
not
think everyone who has played a little bit of D&D
has
is
figured
aware
this
of
out.
this is a basilisk.
I know, I'm trying to not metagame.
So if you're trying to not look at the monster, you're
No,
gonna.
I'm looking at the monster. I'm not looking at its eyes.
Which is when it's moving around makes it very hard to attack without
If
looking
you're trying to
directly
hit
at him.
a baseball, and you're looking at the ground instead of where the pitcher is throwing.
Okay, well,
It's just how basilisks work. If you avert the gaze, you don't take the constitution damage, but you.
so if I'm going to use luck
Yeah.
to re-roll again.
That's fine.
Okay, but I was disadvantaged, so I could only re-roll one.
Yes.
But with luck, I can choose which one I use.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yay, luck. 22.
That hits. And you're going for that one down there. Okay.
Yeah, the one in front of me.
Yep.
So I do a D8 plus 2D6 fire.
Yeah, and the actual rules of basilisks, if you're averting your gaze, you have to fight as if you can't see it.
And if I don't avert my gaze, that's
Then you
Risk
might have
taking a petrification.
8, 12.
That's why they're
plus
nasty.
19.
19 damage. All right. Are you making another attack attempt?
Of course.
Okay. Yeah, same thing. Disadvantage.
Oh, you are blessed, by the way, everyone in the group. So you add a D4 to all attacks.
Oh, well. I'm doing luck again.
Doing okay. Yep.
9, 11, plus 7. Thank you for the D.
The riveting moments of
Adding.
am I hitting this thing that's trying to kill me?
18.
That'll hit.
Yay. That's 10 plus 6, 16 more.
A couple of deep gouging slashes cut through the body of the basilisk. You hear it scream out in this piercing wail, a cry. Ah!
Ah! That was piercing.
That was super piercing.
I'm glad that I got the reaction out of you that the noise was supposed to make. Very good.
I can attack.
Want to
with
use any of your other abilities?
I have a bonus action.
So you can either take a stance or use your offhand attack.
Yep.
I'm going to give myself a disruption stance, which means after a successful strike, I can take another attack against them with advantage.
Okay.
I'm assuming that neutralizes the disadvantage.
Yeah. An advantage and a disadvantage cancel each other out.
They're not wearing any armor, I'm guessing.
They have natural armor. They're
Yeah, so I can't do
I
that
know.
stance.
They're
So
monstrosities.
that's what I do with my bonus action.
Okay. Anything else you want to do? Because I know you've got action surge and other stuff.
Not yet, no.
Okay. Then the next person up is Soria. Go ahead.
Alright. I use my attunement with the Fey realm to walk the hidden paths and use Misty Step as a bonus action
Okay.
to teleport over here.
All right. Behind. How many feet away are you from the far basilisk? The farthest one.
This
Looks
one?
like you're about 45, 50 feet away.
At this point, I just teleported 30 feet, so I should be about 45 or 50 feet. yeah.
Okay.
Was that important?
Oh, well, their petrification does have a range.
Oh, okay. So
So-
you just needed to check.
I need to make sure that if you're looking in that direction, do I need to ask you about where your gaze is?
I am. Here's a rules question that you are free to determine. If I'm behind this basilisk, do I need to avert its gaze?
Nope.
Okay.
You have to be making some sort of
Eye contact.
be eyes seeing eyes sort of thing.
All right, then I'm going to
That's
cast.
the mystical rule.
I'm going to pull out my rose and use Thorn Whip
Okay.
on this basilisk that's facing away. Facing away from me.
Yep.
13.
13 on the basilisk. Do you get to add bless to a spell attack roll?
Yeah, I do. Thank you for reminding me.
Like, I think bless applies to that.
14.
You feel your vine reach out, grab a hold of some dirt, and then pull back to you as you manage to just
dirt.
barely miss.
Free dirt!
Right, hold on to that.
Anything else you'd like to do?
That's all I can do.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'll take one step back this way, actually.
Sure. All right.
All right, now I'm done.
As we've established in previous combats, 9s, with Hulwin being up. Since you are the one of the three of you most familiar with Rangers, what would you like them to do?
Can Hillman fire their bow without looking very well, or is it just going to still be disadvantage?
Any attacks where you can't see what you're aiming at are just going to be at disadvantage. You have a general sense, but you're going to be at disadvantage. And given the tight quarters, I will say there's a chance that someone else might get hit.
Well, that's someone else's old
That's not
stuff, so...
usually our rule, so I'm making a special rule given the tight quarters. There's a chance.
Hilwyn is going to use their bow on the one that's being attacked by Olsef currently.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go with an ice element. This
Okay.
is a reptile.
And do you want to take the disadvantage penalty or face a Constitution saving throw?
Ooh. They're going to blind eye it because this will be more fun.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
At
Hawkeye.
disadvantage.
Do that Hawkeye thing where they turn away and shoot behind them and somehow bullseye.
Oh, wow. 2 remarkably good rolls.
See?
Yay.
All right.
They're Hawkeye.
So Hulwyn pulls a Hawkeye. Whatever. And that deals... Oh, full damage, too. How about that?
I'm good at playing a ranger.
You are?
Well done.
You are good at playing a ranger. And... what else would you like Hulwyn to do on their turn?
Just double check bonus action real quick. Just 2 weapon fighting. Just hold tight. Yeah, because
Okay.
there's not really much to do in this tiny, cramped area.
All right, they are averting their gaze and staying close with the group. Then, next one up is the basilisk on the other end, nearest Nines.
Nice.
That one slinks down and makes a strike out at Nines.
Oh!
And your AC's 14, right?
Yes.
Okay. As the basilisk reaches out, lashes at you, you take 9 points of piercing damage and 7 points of poison damage.
I don't like that.
That's not
As
good.
it sinks its piercing fangs into your arm, grabs on, and you feel the venom coursing into your bloodstream. It stings like hell, and it is clearly hungry.
I don't like this! Olsef, kill it!
Okay.
That's its turn. It's now your turn, Nines.
I am going to cast Pyrotechnics in my general area.
If we do that, Famous will blow up another city.
So I can do a 5 foot. It fits into a 5 foot cube, and I'm going to do it 10 feet from the basilisk that's attacking me.
Okay.
And it is. I'm going to use the fireworks part of it.
So you're like casting it around their head, basically,
Uh,
or like just up above
just somewhere
you?
where they can see it.
Okay, sure.
And not 10 feet away from my teammates, because it does not discriminate. And
There's positioning where you can pull that off within the cave.
so the basilisk has to do a Constitution saving throw.
Well decided. This is going to be a fun one to see what happens here.
Does it like blind them? Or something?
Yes, it'll blind it till the end of its next turn.
Nice.
And what's the
15.
save on that? It fails, so it's blinded, and I need to get that.
Does that mean its eyes are closed?
The rule on the basilisk is that the two of you must be able to see each other.
So if it's blinded.
It cannot see
Okay.
if it's blinded. So that one is blinded and cannot see, meaning that its petrifying gaze is currently nullified.
Is Soria aware of what these are based on being trained in nature knowledge?
You can... These are unfamiliar enough where you don't know it off the top of your head, but go ahead and make a nature check and see if you can come up with this.
17.
You've heard tale of basilisks and their petrifying abilities, but you can't recall in the midst of combat.
Yeah. I was just curious
mechanics.
if this was something she'd heard about or not.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
basilisks are a long-standing horror story of all D&D worlds, basically. And anything else you want to do on your turn, Nines?
Yes, I'm going to inspire Ulseth. Ulseth, listen to my song so you fight better!
Oh, I am
That's
sure
like-
that I will strike a mighty blow.
That's like D8 worth of
That
inspiration.
is a D8 worth of inspiration.
I like
No, it
the
is D8
delayed
now, isn't it?
boop at the end. That was really good.
That's the inspiring bit. And that will end my turn.
Okay.
Because I could walk away from it without provoking.
Yeah, because it can't see you.
It can't see you,
Well,
so
I will.
I think it would attack you, but it has disadvantage.
What are the rules on that? Because it doesn't see me walking away from it.
It does not see you walking away. I would say that under the conditions, I would have it make a check to see if it can sense you moving away, and then would get an opportunity if it succeeds to make an attack of opportunity at disadvantage on you. Being blinded after... I mean, pyrotechnics are fireworks, so it's sort of overwhelming senses right now. It is not a minor condition, so it's going to be hard. If you want to move, I will execute on that.
I will actually just stay within its space so it doesn't attack me, but for flavor, I'm going to not be where it last bit me.
Okay, sure, that works. So you kind of flip to the other side of the tunnel. Then it is Javal's turn. Javal, I mean, being just a basically guide PC, can't really do much. Does want to go and rush to give it another target. Moves up next to Nines so that Nines isn't alone, and is gonna make an attack with advantage because
Blinded.
blinded, and that'll connect. We'll say it does that much damage. And Javal seems to have just a pair of daggers, simple utility weapons, and stabs into the basilisk a couple times. That brings up the other basilisk's turn. That one is pretty messed up after a few good blows from Ulseth and a nice shot from Wolwyn, and is going to lash out at the one that dealt the most damage, which is Ulseth. And that's not going to pierce your armor. So you feel the fangs come down, crash onto your, we'll say, onto your offhand, and sort of hook around it. And it pulls back up as it senses that it doesn't have anything that's piercing. A little bit of venom is left behind as it pulls back up. So be careful of your blade.
Oh,
And that brings us back to the top to Ulseth.
okay. I'm going to stay within range, but go around behind.
Yeah, that's perfectly maneuverable.
It can't move, so it doesn't turn, correct?
I mean, it can move, it can follow you around, but you can get on that side of it, that's fine.
In D&D terms, generally it's assumed that if you're in combat and not incapacitated, you can rotate to defend yourself from any angle.
So I'm still at
So-
disadvantage.
So all it's really doing is turning it away from these people and towards you and me,
Yes.
theoretically.
Oh, well,
Well, that's probably be a good thing anyway.
Yeah.
okay. Well, I need to attack even if it's at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Am I
it-
still blessed?
Yes. And you have inspiration.
What's the result?
16.
Oh, that hits.
16 hits. Nice.
Well, I get +7, which is nice.
Where are those wolves? Those
They don't-
liars.
They're not going to fight. Well, we've only been in combat for 6 seconds.
Well, that was
I've been like,
only 10 damage that time.
only 10 damage. As you plunge your sword deep into the chest of the basilisk, it lets out a pathetic gurgle
That is a very pathetic group.
and falls limp. And you feel the life leave its body. So that one's down.
How do you feel that?
It just sort of like goes limp, and you can feel more weight resting on the weapon.
And it lets out a fart.
Okay, I want to move.
Right?
Towards,
You have a 20 feet of movement left.
Yeah,
Because
well,
you circled.
so I'll move to there.
Okay. Anything else you want to do?
Nope, can't attack. Have nothing to throw.
and you don't want to surge.
That would only give him a standard action, not an extra movement.
Yeah, I mean, if I action surged, all I'd be able to do is get up to it
Yeah.
and not be able to do anything with it when I got there. So I'll stay there for the moment.
Okay. Then it's Soria's turn. Go ahead.
I will run up about here,
All right.
and I'm gonna try and thorn whip this one.
Sure.
And I can look at it without, because it's still
Yes.
blinded, so
Yep.
I actually should get advantage.
Yeah, because it's blinded, and
It's a powerful spell.
It is.
yeah, if you blind someone like that, that is not a sort of lightweight status effect.
27.
That definitely hits. So deal your damage, and then
I do 7 piercing damage, and
Okay.
it is yanked 10 feet towards me.
all right. Given the tight spaces, I'm gonna have Javal and Nines both make a dexterity saving throw at advantage, given that you saw the whip come forward, to not be pulled as this basilisk is now moving down
You
the
get
hall.
to add D4 from Bless.
Did you have enough to also bless Javal? I think
No,
you-
Javal's
yeah.
not blessed.
I didn't think so.
Dexterity saving.
Yep.
That is going to be a 28.
Oh, you're just fine. Okay. You nimbly jump over it. Javal, not familiar with this, however, gets pulled and knocked back. He's prone on the other side.
Do I get to do a
Same side it
flip
was.
and like hit it
You
with
basically
my?
pulled the basilisk over him, and he got knocked down. You did. You know when cats do their most impressive jumping, you're like, "Wow, you managed that. You did that."
Oh,
Yeah, when they jump like a 6-foot leap up to a window, you're like, "Wow, nicely done, cat." And then you get a little scared because you realize, "Oh shit, they can get at anything in the house, can't they?"
does it go outside of my range so I get an attack of opportunity?
It does, because you've moved 10 feet and you were right on top of it. So, you'll get a chance for that. Javal will not.
Well, all I got right now is
Rapier.
I have my rapier out. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Stab it with
Yeah,
Oh, you got a
okay.
fancy rapier.
yes. That is going to be a. Oh, I get advantage. Right?
Yeah, blinded.
Yeah.
Nat 20, baby.
Woo woo.
Whoa,
Nicely done.
good rapiering.
So you get a crit on top of
You're
all
gonna
this.
get like 2 damage.
Yeah. I thought that was a 7. I got really excited. But it turns out it was a 1.
So
So I do a total of 6 damage by poking it.
Wow.
No!
it was a 7. I got really excited. Then no.
And it wasn't.
6 damage. You
Look at the difference. There's
There's
one.
really hardly any
There's
difference.
barely a.
some of the dice that get printed, the 1 and the 7 are hardly different. So I understand. It was just amusing. You plunge deep into the basilisk as it gets pulled by you, although it doesn't seem too very phased by that particular injury.
It's mostly the blindness.
Then it's
Still my turn.
still your turn.
Yes, and I'm going to flash with some green energy as I call upon the Balm of the Summer Court and heal 9s for 11 damage.
I'm doing a lot better now.
Now my turn's done.
Yeah, your turn's done?
Now it's done.
Yeah, it's done.
Meow, my turn is done. Meow, meow.
All right. That means it's Holwyn's turn. So, 9s, what do you want Holwyn's
Shoot it.
Maybe
Okay.
step
With more ice.
step back. and
Step
then
back.
Step back a bit. Okay.
Get a little range there.
That is... Oh, wait. Advantage. Didn't make it any better. So that'll still hit, dealing...
I don't think Colin has bless, by the way. I can only bless 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that was clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, we only
So-
do it to player characters.
Yeah. Bestie.
Oh no, we made
Alright.
God sad.
That deals 13 damage to the basilisk as another arrow sinks deep into its torso, and it shudders a little bit from the apparent cold of the arrow.
Brr.
And then they don't really have anything else they can do unless you want them to move more, get further away.
No, they seem fun.
Okay. Then it's that basilisk's turn. How many turns are they blinded?
Till the end of their next.
Their
turn.
next turn, okay.
So they're blinded until the end of this turn.
So they're going to lash out, not having any real idea what's in front of them. They're just sort of lashing out, disadvantage attack, and
Nat 20.
so it's close.
19 and 20.
19 and 20,
Saved your life again, Olseth.
Yay.
which
you.
still hits. I'm gonna say, this is an audible here. Normally, their attack is the only attack that a basilisk's stat block has is a bite. That's not what they're doing because they can't see a damn thing right now. So instead of a bite attack, they're just sort of thrashing about with their body. You're gonna take 6 bludgeoning damage as it just sort of
That's a big bludgeon.
wails at you with its torso. Just that for anyone who's a real rulesy person, that's complete audible. I'm just situationally mixing it up, and that's really all the basilisk can do right now. Being blinded, that means Nines. It's your turn.
Hey, Basilisk! You suck! As I viciously mock it.
All right. Is it a 15 save now?
It is a 15 save.
15. Well, you might be shocked that the basilisk makes it.
I am shocked that it made it.
It seems to pay no mind to your
Vicious.
mocking call.
Vicious. Vicious.
Your vicious mockery. All right. That. Anything else you want to do?
Oh. I guess I'll inspire Olseth again. Wait.
Time for grab.
It's a little bit red, isn't it, with that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Hitting it with my slide
Magic.
whistle
Your
instead of
magic slide whistle.
Using one instrument to play another.
Why-
Not usually advisable.
Why don't you use your ninsophone?
All right, let's stop combat for a bit. We're gonna have to take it out.
Put
We're
it
gonna
on.
have to strap it on.
All right, you gain inspiration, and that brings us to Javal's turn. Javal's going to use all of his movement to stand back up. He's currently out of range of...
Half movement to stand.
Oh, right, half movement, excuse me. So you can move back. I thought it was all
Yeah.
movement.
Yeah.
So he moves in, and with advantage...
Well, not
Does-
with advantage because it's not blinded now.
Yeah, but they're flanking.
But they're flanking.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And not
Smart.
facing him?
Yeah. He doesn't suffer the negative penalties of...
Because it's engaged with you right now.
Yeah.
That's right.
It would have.
It lashed out at me and
Yes.
did bludgeoning.
Yeah, it was flailing about. So that is going to take just another little damage. Javal's not much of a damage dealer here. Okay, and bring us back to the top because the other one is dead. Ulseth, it's your turn.
Okay.
And you can keep averting your gaze if you want, but you now have to avert your gaze with that one because it's no longer blinded.
Just go all in.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, just turn to stone. Whatever. I always wanted an Olseth statue.
Yeah, we can put you in the tent.
So
We
I
could
get,
turn you into a Tastaxi.
I get disadvantage and advantage, so it's
So
just a straight roll.
It would be from flanking.
Yes. It's just a straight roll because of the flanking right now.
Am I still blessed?
Yeah, it lasts a minute.
Well,
So that's an aversion, right?
yeah,
Averting gaze.
yeah. Otherwise, I'd roll 2.
Okay.
18,
Just making sure
29.
That hits. Let's see what happens.
We get 8 slashing and 7 fire damage.
15 total.
15 total.
That was mostly a very good roll.
Again, another deep gash through the basilisk, and it withers back in pain. Still standing, though.
Attack again, using my second attack.
Bated breath.
Thank goodness for this blessing. 9 and 7, 16.
That hits. Is it more than 2?
No.
No, no. In the
it's
3
18.
dice he rolled, he unfortunately got a couple negative 3s in there.
You need to heal it.
18.
So I do occasionally have to check with Ulseth, but lately your dice have been rolling very well on damage.
Well, yeah, and the bless saved me on that last roll.
Well, we were also inspired, so.
Yeah.
There you go.
And
You-
the +7 on hit doesn't
You
hurt anyone.
plunge your sword in, and the creature falls over, limp on the ground, having felled the terrifying basilisk. The threat is now neutralized.
Does it fall on Javal?
No, it sort of slumps forward and doesn't hit either of you.
Oh, good.
It would be funny if it knocked over him.
They're only
Knocked him over again.
They're only medium-sized creatures.
How much reusable meat is on it?
Well, it's probably covered in full poison,
I was like, I don't think there's any usable meat
But-
on a basilisk.
but there might be because I can purify food and drink.
Yeah,
Which-
how much can you purify?
I can purify. Let me pull it up.
Because there's definitely meat on the basilisks.
There it is. Purify food and drink. All non-magical food and drink in a 5-foot radius
Oh,
sphere.
good lord! So you just like
Pile
pile it
them
up,
up.
and you can.
And it's purified and rendered free of poison and disease.
Okay.
Also, start carving it up!
Oh, no, I have some things I need to do with my nature knowledge
Okay.
before we carve it up. Then you can carve it up.
Now,
I
Ulseth,
think Javal, who's a rogue who is really good with knives, would be good at carving it out.
I mean, he can. No, if you want him to.
I'm the most trained in anatomy and animals and stuff, though. So,
I want to remind Ulseth that you have poison on your offhand. That you have the venom that was left behind from an attempted bite that you deflected. It's on your weapon. You can discard it, but you do have some leftover venom on your blade right now.
I'll just be very, very careful with my offhand.
Okay.
So, a few things I'd like to do. One, I'd like to use some of my bottles. I'll just drink the water that's in them.
Sure.
And try and milk the
Milk some
venom.
of the venom out.
Yeah. So I'll just stretch some cloth across the top and pierce the bottle. Yeah.
Why don't you make a
Knowledge nature, survival.
No, let's go nature. That seems more in line with knowing how to milk venom from a snake, a fairly large snake.
17.
Well, not really snake. Well, like 8-legged lizard. Really.
Yeah, 17.
Yeah, you're able to fill your vial with basilisk poison.
So I get 1 bottle of basilisk venom.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to also try and harvest the eyeballs.
Okay, sure. Make another. Oh, I'm gonna say, since you're aware of where the eyeballs are, you don't need a nature check to get that. I'm gonna say, make a dexterity check to see how well you are able to harvest the eyeballs.
Do you need some sort of inspiration?
Yeah, why not?
Because he uses a slot.
But
I only get 4 of those.
every short rest.
Fine.
Inspire me. That was so inspiring. There it is. And I'm going to guidance on myself as well.
Okay. You've got a lot of dice there.
7, 17, 18.
All right.
Seems kind of low for how many dice you had to throw.
Yeah.
I don't have great dexterity.
You are able to procure
1.5 eyeballs.
3 basilisk eyes. That's what remains. I'm gonna
Store
pause.
them in my mess kit
How long does
because I don't have a good
inspiration
container.
10 minutes.
I'm gonna switch it back to gray. And blue. I like a gray more.
Actually, no, I'll store them in one of those disappearing boxes I have.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna put it in there.
Yeah. Because that should help keep them fresher.
Yeah, it will. Anything else that you would like to do now?
Well, what I'll do is, well, they're all whole in one. Well, let's carve them up, get as much meat as we can.
Mm-hmm.
I'll purify it. That's worth a spell slot if there's enough meat.
Okay. We asked Javal to
Help.
help, gather as much poisoned meat as we can off of these two
Yeah,
creatures.
Javal and I will work together.
Okay. I am gonna say, since you're working together, you're able to harvest between the two of them 137 pounds of meat. There's, if you take your time, work hard at this, and are, you get some people assisting, you're able to get quite a bit of meat from this.
All right. Pile it all together.
I might regret asking this. Is there anything that you want to do with the skeletons that remain?
No. Well, do we get any scales? That might be worth something when we're harvesting.
Sure. You get 14 pounds of scales between the two of them.
They would make great trophies in our mansion.
Yeah, we'll get the skulls.
Okay, so you're harvesting the basilisk skull.
Yes, we'll put them in our bag. We can wear them as hats for the rest of the adventure.
Because they have big fangs and stuff.
They
They'll
do.
look very intimidating.
Yeah, great.
Ooh, it could be our knocker.
Yeah.
Just like put them some brass on them.
Except they're like this big.
A lot of brass.
A lot of brass.
Yeah, a lot of
All
brass.
right, so 2 basilisk skulls.
Yep.
All right. I think that's good then.
Okay. So you have a very large pile of meat.
I'm also, yeah. So,
We'll put a sign that says, carry meat. The meat you want to eat, carry it with you. 'Cause I
well,
don't want to carry it.
I just got rid of like a ton of breastplates, so I'm gonna put those in my bag of holding.
Okay. You've got that.
All right. Now let's continue on.
You travel for the rest of the day, and it seems
After
to be
it's purified.
I'll purify it when we get in.
Oh, okay.
a fairly uneventful day. Once again, you find a room to make in camp. It's a little tighter tonight. You have to spread a long ways down the hallway in either direction. But, with a whole mountain worth of cavern and passageways, you've got plenty of room. So, you found a spot to rest for the evening.
All right. So standard procedure, except when I purify the meat, I'm gonna have everyone put their water skins together as well, because might as well purify those just in case. And purify all of that water that I can fit in a 5-foot radius.
I think
With the meat.
With the meat, you can probably only get like maybe. Are you keeping water in the water skins or
Yeah.
just okay? With that, I'm gonna say you get 10 water skins.
Because
in
it's
there.
like a 20-foot or a 10-foot diameter sphere that I can do this in. Because it's a 5-foot radius sphere.
Yeah, but objects don't always.
No, I know.
stack perfectly.
I
so.
just figure I might as well hit them.
No, I mean, it's fine.
With the spell.
Just trying to explain my reasoning for about how many you can fit in there.
Yeah. So,
So do we want to conjure beans and water but save them for tomorrow?
well, we can't conjure. We conjured beans this morning. We had
I
to
thought
wait
that
till the
was last
morning.
night.
No, you said every morning we conjure beans
All right, okay.
for breakfast. So, what I'll do is create as much water as we need, and then I'll do the rest with good berries like I did before, but I make 10 less good berries because of using it to purify the meat.
Okay. So how many good berries do you wind up with today?
30.
30. And you've got a whole big pile of meat, like a lot of meat.
Yep.
What does it taste like? Like what kind of meat is?
Purified basilisk meat?
It's sort of like alligator or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's. I mean, it's a white meat, so not dissimilar from like chicken in flavor, but maybe closer to shrimp in texture.
We'll make
Gumbo.
gumbo tomorrow. Just bean and meat gumbo.
And it's fairly cleansed of the poison, a fairly dense, hearty meat.
Yep. So tomorrow, I assume we sleep through the night. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Long rest. All right, and in the morning, you make a bunch of what? Kidney beans? Red beans? Red kidney?
I can do that. Unless there's something else you want to go with the meat.
Is there a shape that you would like the red kidney beans to be?
Basilisks.
Basilisk shaped.
Okay, you have basilisk-shaped kidney beans.
And
There's a little detail lost on all the legs. So they look sort of like... They look not wholly dissimilar from the llamas the days before.
so, yeah,
So I hear the changes being like llamas again.
so I'm going to use
Not to
about...
be picky, but llamas again? This is lame.
You make your own animals.
I will make my own animals. You give me the knife. I'll show you how to make
You
beans.
don't get to my knife. You get your own knife.
I put in 10 pounds of basilisk meat.
Okay.
And
Well, why don't we feed all 300 people today?
I guess we could. How many pounds of basilisk meat
Well,
would
if
we
you give
need
them
to
a
have?
quarter pound apiece, that would be good, 4 ounces each.
I don't know. I don't know any of these numbers you're yelling at me.
Especially while I'm playing around with that brooch of number.
Tell me how many I need.
If you
45 pounds.
if you use about half the meat that you have, that
Yeah.
if you use, say, let's call it 70 pounds of meat, you should be able to feed every single changeling a full
Quarter
serving,
pound.
Plus the 10 beans.
plus
Yeah.
the 10 pounds of beans. So you're
Yeah.
making.
So this is a very meaty gumbo.
Yeah, but, some of these folks haven't eaten in a day and others were weakened.
All right. I'll make a basilisk gumbo.
Okay. Basilisk gumbo coming up.
Get some Cajun seasoning in it.
And the
Yeah.
berries,
Garlic
only
powder.
last 24 hours, so,
So there's 30 extra berries to go around.
yeah, to the people who are the weakest.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Basilisk gumbo can go in our Dyson Dungeons cookbook whenever we make that.
exactly.
And we've got another full meal coming out of that tomorrow.
All right. So I make that for
That
breakfast.
would be a good cookbook, like, tie-in. That'd be a good tie-in.
midnight brunch cookbook.
Just call it Midnight Brunch.
Yeah.
Just title it that and call it, flavors to stimulate the senses.
And they have croissants, pretzels, raw chicken.
Yeah, that's the best page. Just raw chicken.
Stir Grimmy's raw chicken.
Grimmy's raw chicken.
Step 1, raw chicken. Nailed it.
Throw in water.
Take raw pieces of chicken,
Throw
tie
in
a
lake.
rope around it,
Dunk
throw
it.
it in a lake.
Dunk it in the
And
lake.
throw it in a lake. Yeah.
Wait.
There it is.
Posting on Twitter, hashtag Sturmgrim.
So, we move on for the
Did
day.
too much. A Sturmgrimmy's raw chicken.
Well,
Nice big warning, do not consume.
Do not actually consume this.
We will move for the day.
Okay. Is it Nines? Your turn to make the daily roll?
Yep.
Okay.
Give
go
us
ahead.
a good thing.
Yeah, I was the one who summoned
No
the
promises.
basilisk.
A magical wizard god.
Magical wizard god.
63.
No.
You grouped so much.
What is with the dice today? They're really tightly grouped. 63.
You want me to roll again?
No. That'll be just fine.
We made the smuggler.
He got lost, but he got new inventory somehow.
He's on his way back from Iron Vale.
Right.
Very quick.
It's very quick. Too.
Okay. You do see another person who seems to have they seem to be walking quite briskly. Yeah, coming towards you. Again, they are fairly laden with equipment. They have a large sort of hiking setup. One of those big tall backpack kind of things. They've got a lot of stuff dangling off of it. Got some cooking supplies, and they too carry quite a few bags on them.
Hi.
Where did you all come from?
That
Outside.
way. Iron Vale.
I have never run into anyone in here.
Not even the merchant?
The smugglers?
No.
Felonious?
I'm aware of Felonius, but I've never seen him in here.
We did. He was very friendly.
What's your name? We're Midnight Brunch.
That is all of your name? You are all Midnight Brunch?
That's our group name.
You can ask for us by name next time you need something.
I am a traveling saleswoman.
What are your wares? Give me free things.
Ocarinos?
Your name? Your favorite color?
What do you think happened to Fervin?
My favorite color is purple, if you must know. I shall keep my name to myself for now.
I think you should tell us your name as I cast suggestion.
The most use that spell gets is on absolute
Random.
random stuff. Okay, what's the save on that? 15?
Yes.
Okay.
Best meeting whiz.
All right. Let me. Oh, there. My name is Harmay.
Why'd you change your mind into telling us your name? That's weird.
Seem trustworthy, I suppose. That's what I do.
Trust people?
Try to learn to trust those who need to be trusted.
What brings you under this mountain?
Business.
Illegal business?
We are in the mountain pathway, sneaking through. Obviously, we're both engaged in some sort of skullduggery. Yes, illegal business. I'm on my way to finish a job.
Ooh.
Wait, let's finish the job. We did big boy crime.
What sort of crime?
I stole a pie once.
Twice.
Twice.
It's not really a big boy crime.
What do you mean it's not the big boy crime?
It was a very fresh pie,
I got
just out
a...
of the oven.
That seems like a little baby crime.
For
I
babies?
don't like you anymore.
What kind of
We have-
crimes have you done?
Changed who's controlling cities?
Oh, I think we did that by accident.
I think that was an accident, yes.
Wait, did you actually commit some sort of consequential crime?
I mean,
It was
we heisted some things once or twice.
Oh, well, since we are all in the trade here, tell me, what did you steal?
It depends. Are you part of the Iron Vale Thieves Guild?
They mean nothing.
That's pretty
They are-
impressive.
They are disparate band of morons, set only about impressing other members of high society.
Let's just say
Is Hoban offended?
Owen's not from
Owen
Ironvale.
doesn't seem to be offended by this.
Owen's not from Ironvale. though.
Yeah.
We heisted some stuff from The Voice.
In Glenby.
And what did you take from the pompous blowhard?
A lot of money.
Money's good. But have you taken anything interesting? Something that he might miss and know it was gone?
Yep.
Tell
Do
me,
we want to brag about it?
what did you
Sure,
take?
why not?
A magical divine item.
May I see it?
No, we sold it.
C'est la vie. But a good decision on your part. Assuming
also
that you are telling the truth.
Stole a bunch from the Ostengraf Fells.
Never a group that deserved it more.
Yep.
We stole their chair.
And these plushies from Glenvy.
I'm not familiar with this Green V, but if she is a Gottfell, then sure, she
Galantra?
deserved it. The
Bru-
name does not ring a bell.
Brukellian's sister.
Unfamiliar.
Ginthian's
don't-
daughter.
Oh, well.
There we go.
Third time. First time.
She's probably quite important, and I'm assuming quite upset now.
We also stole a tiara that was stolen from the imperial family like 2,000 years ago or something.
How impressive. I am intrigued.
This is what it looks like.
Not quite as pretty as I would have imagined it to be. But perhaps that is what thousands of years of age does.
Oh, we also stole Pirate Lord Ira's hat.
Yeah, but the
That's-
captain has that.
Yeah, but we stole it.
That's true. And his cape, you're wearing that.
Yes, it's a nice cape.
So you two went to the Pirate Lord's tomb.
All three
Yes,
of
and
us.
robbed him.
I've heard that it is only available on Tuesdays, is that correct?
Yeah.
At low tide.
Intriguing. Was the adventure worth it?
I guess so, yeah.
we got
a
the
bunch
house
of
out of it.
cool stuff.
We did, yes. Much things.
Interesting.
Are you gonna steal all our stuff now?
No, my line of work does not cover thievery. It is no interest to me.
What's your line of...
Yeah, what kind of crime have you committed?
Yeah, we told you about our crimes.
We did lots of crime.
My line of work involves revenge, regime change.
Oh, you're an assassin.
I'm an instrument.
For assassinating.
You'd be interested in an instrument.
Yeah.
Yes, can I play you?
It depends. How much do you want to pay for me? My services...
2 gold.
Not quite that cheap.
1 gold pencil. Maybe
1 gold pack of bacon.
The bacon
we,
is gone.
we gave away the
Make
bacon.
more bacon.
Oh, right.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow you get bacon.
Do you have anything you want to trade? We have some cool stuff.
I don't have much that I wish to trade. Just my supplies that help me through whatever situations I am currently in.
So what do you think happened to Furban?
I think it's not worth wasting our time thinking about. He is gone. It is over.
Would you be interested in a bottle of basilisk venom? That seems like something assassins do use.
How did you come across basilisk venom?
We killed
Yeah, we
basilisks.
killed
Yeah,
basilisks.
some basilisks. Yeah.
Well,
Do you want their skeleton? It's somewhere over there.
I might have use of that. How much do you want? I do freely acknowledge it is a fairly potent poison.
Well, what does she have that would be worth trading?
Do you have any to stack these?
No.
What about crab's taxis?
I've never heard of the thing.
That's what offends old Seth.
I could make for you a crab's taxi.
What is a crab's taxi?
It's a taxi, but a crab.
It sounds interesting, but not to my taste.
You do not have
for
to
the
eat
offer,
it.
though.
Do you have any items you'd be willing to trade for this basilisk venom?
I have one item I might be willing to trade.
We'll take it.
Something that I was gifted from my last
It's a deal.
job.
Wait, then let's see the item first.
What?
Don't you want to know what
Wait,
it
see
is?
item first, then do a trade.
Why?
So we don't get ripped off.
Oh.
Don't you want to know what it is first?
I
Yes!
I guess so. I've been told I have to ask what it is.
She pulls out a very long golden chain with a thick locket at the end.
We'll take it.
There you go.
What is it?
It is a locket from one of the former members of the Costerian High Council.
Can I open the? Can I open?
Is it super cursed?
It wasn't when I got it.
Is it now?
Not that I'm aware of, but the dead, they do have a mind of their own, don't they?
Oh no, I haven't talked to the dead yet.
It's been a pleasure meeting you all.
Can you open the locket?
It's refreshing to see some faces down here.
Oh, is this gonna incriminate us in some horrible crime?
Have you ever been to Costeria?
That's part of the Republic?
No.
No.
Then you should mostly be fine, but perhaps don't go advertising it.
Oh, okay.
You may want to find someone that has underground connections to make any profit off of it.
We'll try and open it up.
It opens up.
What's inside the locket?
It seems to have a drop of blood inside. A little glass vial.
Creepy.
We could use that.
Whose blood is this?
I don't
You
know.
are Harme.
I don't know whose blood it is. The target of my designs, he dropped it when he fell. I thought it was pretty. I thought I could move it for a profit. But such potent venom is more useful to me than simply carrying around a stolen artifact of a dead politician.
Well, most of our things are stolen artifacts of dead politicians, so we appreciate it.
It's kind of our thing, isn't
Interests
it?
you, I suppose. Now, if you'd excuse me, I do have an appointment to keep.
All right, just ignore everyone following us. They're with us.
Very well. Adieu.
Good luck killing people for money.
No.
Why are you so fine with other people being killed for money?
What?
Like you were so mad about us killing people.
Oh,
That
that's
just-
because we have a choice.
we didn't sign a contract.
I'm not judging random people that I meet.
That's discrimination.
All right. You wander through the rest of the day and find a suitable place to rest. This place has a little bit of a spring. So there's a little bit of flowing water that you can capture coming out of a rock. It's like having a faucet on low.
Okay, so we can
I
fill up.
drank directly from it.
It tastes pretty minerally. You know, it's right out of the rocks, so there's a strong kind of irony flavor to it. But seems okay. It's very cool, so it's quite refreshing.
Does Nines get sick and die?
Not immediately.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Let's fill up our water.
Okay. The changelings begin to set up camp, and they're made aware of the slow running water. And they all kind of take their turns lining up, filling their water skins.
If I don't need to make water, I'm gonna make 90 good berries today. Then we can save a lot of meat.
We can.
Maybe make some basilic jerky or something.
Maybe. Why? It'll take a while.
Yeah, that's right.
Spending a few weeks underground making basilisk jerky.
Don't worry. We're in a poorly ventilated cave. I'm smoking it.
Gotta get that natural hickory flavor.
And asphyxiation. And
I ran out of material, so I burnt all the clothes.
months later, adventurers come down. It's like, why are there 300 dead tabaxi down here?
And a pile of basilisk jerky.
This is delicious
pretty good.
jerky.
Pretty good jerky.
All right, so standard procedure.
Okay.
Morning, we make beans.
What's pancakes this time?
No, beans.
That's gonna take forever to make 300 pancakes.
You give it to everyone. You just give it to me.
Okay, just make a little though.
I'll say that you have to give up a half pound of beans to make
All the stuff for pancakes.
the
You're gonna-
eggs,
you're
milk,
gonna starve.
flour.
I'm gonna offset it with basilisk meat. And we have 90
Good berries.
good berries. And I did promise Nine's brunch for assaulting the key.
I'm getting my pancakes.
So,
It's vitally important to my character that I get pancakes.
90 good berries. This is development. 90 good berries,
90 good berries.
9.5 pounds of meat, or of beans,
Okay.
and however much basilisk meat we need
All right.
to feed 100 or 210. So like 110 people. And basilisk meat.
50 pounds to get them all like a quarter pound again. So there's a little left for flavoring and extra protein later.
Yeah. All right. And some pancakes for Nines.
All right.
I sit there in my fancy suit, platinum silverware, just judging everyone. Oh.
Pancakes as we all eat
Syrup!
more syrup.
Let's cover it in syrup!
Nine,
Strawberries!
Nines is a hero.
All right. So we move on for the day.
Okay. You continue down the tunnel, and Javal says, I think we're coming up to, well, our first more difficult area. We're about to enter one of the abandoned mines, and I'm not positive that it's safe enough to take them through everywhere, so I want to have them wait here until we can scout it out and see how they might handle it. I got a feeling that once we enter the mines, a lot of these changelings aren't going to be able to make it through some of the side tunnels. When the miners cut their way through here, they weren't considering, children and elderly people, people with injuries. They just sort of smashed their way through. A lot of the side pathways are pretty rough, but the main tunnels are often caved in. So, might have to improvise going forward.
The Republic doesn't have an ocean.
Improvise means that we have a plan that says figure out how to go through,
When we get there.
and we do that.
Yeah.
It is like most of our plans.
All right, good planning.
We'll have Seamus blow up this mine, too.
Fame is just blowing up everything for us.
That's your plan. Yeah.
Amos isn't with us.
We should have told him to follow us. He would have.
He would have, yeah.
All right, we will enter into the mine area and tell everyone to wait.
Okay. When you reach the mining area, you kind of get through this small crack that you can see has been haphazardly widened. It's at the end of... Well, I don't think any of you would have seen it, but you could piece it together fairly reasonably. It's a minecart rail. And there's this sort of cut-through hole at the end. It looks like smugglers smashed through into this. You've got a length of track, and it leads to a pile of rubble and a little bit of a passageway off to its left. And that's where we're going to leave off for today and pick up at the next session. Let's see what happens in these lost mining tunnels, shall we?
Nothing bad.
No, nothing bad, I'm sure of it. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Now, we'll pick this up in the next session. Until then, stay safe. We love you. Bye-bye.